a new dawn.
My friends tell me that I'm a bit much, asking me why I always gotta be in love, but filtering my feelings only ever seems to be complicated things. I'm way too forward, but I don't want you in doses. No sign is slowing. I should go back, but where's the fun in that? I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. I try to control myself, but I lack the patience. Can't seem to slow the pacing. The way it starts on the touch, I gotta touch you in the eye. I should hold back, but where's the fun in that? I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. Too well, I do too well. I too well. I do too well. Well, with moderation. I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. I try to control myself, but I lack the patience. Can't seem to slow the pacing. The way it sounds sabotage, I got it down to an eye. I should hold back, but where's the fun in that? I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. Too well, well, I do too well. Well, I do well, well, I do too well. I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. I try to control myself, but I lack the patience. Can't seem to slow the pacing. The way it sounds sabotage, I gotta touch you in the eye. I should hold back, but where's the fun in that? I don't think I do too well. Well, with moderation, well, with moderation. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Yeah, you know I like this sound.
All right. I think we're good. Uh, Good morning. It's 8:30 a.m. It's the 4th of May, so May the 4th be with you all. And we're gonna play some D&D today. Typically we play on Sundays, but tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and that is key for Chad's going to start drinking at about 6 a.m. So we're gonna play today. We are in session 93 of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It is titled MTFBWYMYRMEKE. I'm not going to tell anyone what that means, but anyways. So we'll do a recap, and then we'll jump into it, because we have some fun.
All right, good morning, everyone. Streaming live from Jacksonville, Florida. We begin the session on our 93rd day together with 38 days remaining of the Oath of Peace, and we are currently at Fisk's place negotiating and buying items. Arcadia pulls out the golden shield of Vulcan and asks of the party if anybody wants it before she sees if Fisk wants it. He really wants it, but Demetrius takes it and gives Arcadia the shield of Estor Archelander. Fisk offers 200 gold pieces for it, but we decide to keep it and create a museum section on the Ultros. Arcadia then tries to exchange her pink bag of holding with one of Fisk's, but he doesn't want it. Demetrius, though, trades with her, saying it has fine, rich colors, a sign of wealth and status. Nico buys a staff of healing, and Demetrius tells Fisk to order 2 golem irons, even if it takes a while. Then Fisk tells us if we find an orange tabaxi he calls the pig, who is actually the brother of the tabaxi in our world, Ralphatosius, and if we bring him to Fisk alive, he will give us the potion of aging. He warns us that the pig is a fickle bastard, and Demetrius asks him if he's going to kill him, but Fisk only responds, I want him alive, I want him alive, so no killing. Nigo can give Gravik the crystal ball if he has room to attune to it. During Gravik's conversation with Fisk, Fisk says, I know what your plays are worth, so the rest of the party question him. But when he says the money from the play written by his alternate wasn't really ours to begin with, Arcadia backs off and says she thinks we should just try to go home. We talk about this in front of Fisk, so he knows that Gravik didn't write the popular play, but Demetrius keeps Fisk quiet by threatening to tell Fisk's wife about the orgies they had. Gravik buys a +2 arcane grimoire and a ring of spell storing. We leave, and Arcadia buys some bolts and arrows and alchemist's fires, and Corbin buys arrows. Then Arcadia goes to Tiffany's. They have the contract written up, which would mean she would get some special armor if she wears their clothing. And she looks over the contract and asks Gravik to look over it to make sure there's nothing funny about it, and it seems fine. It's an ironclad contract with no loopholes or anything like that. But then Arcadia puts in a provision to protect her alternate, saying that if for whatever reason she comes back and doesn't remember this deal at all, she should be free of it, and Gravik helps her word it correctly. As we're leaving, a regiment of Amazons come up, and one asks Arcadia if she knows where Ileana is, that she didn't show up. So they all go to Arcadia's home, and Arcadia goes in alone, and she notices that clothes from the closet are missing, like Ileana is leaving, and sees a letter addressed to her on green stationery. It says she needs time to think of everything that's happened, and if her Arcadia is still out there, she must find her. She's running out of time, and Arcadia can see tear marks on the paper. Arcadia tracks her to a dock slip where the tracks disappear, and Arcadia asks Nico if he can find out from the dockmaster any information. And the dockmaster, Andreas, tells them the other day a very mysterious, beautiful woman dressed in all green showed up, and Ileana left with her. But she wasn't dressed in her Amazonian gear. She was trying to hide. And he found a green dragon scale and gives it to Arcadia, and she thinks it belongs to Hexia, the dragon who stole her mother. Andreas says the lady scared the shit out of him, even though she was extremely gorgeous. And we discuss scrying on Hexia when Demetrius pulls us somewhere private. He says he's concerned that the world is tugging at us, this world is tugging at us, and wonders if this is any of our business. The people of this world are strangers to us. Corbin wonders if we are fated to save Demetrius regardless of which world we're in. But Demetrius reminds us that the gods here may be evil, and if we try to save Demetrius, we might have a problem. Plus, we would be abandoning our own Mitros, our own Ileana, and Arcadia's real mother. Arcadia looks really torn and says that while she agrees with Demetrius that this is the only timeline where we know a potion of aging exists, we think we should find the tabaxi. When we discuss what to do next, Arcadia wants to go back to her house and grab something that belongs to this Arcadia because maybe she can reunite her with her Ileana, and she can rescue her. And while she has not tried to do anything that would upset her counterpart, Demetrius and Corbin have taken the horseshoes of speed, the dragon egg, and money, and think they might actually fight their counterparts. But last night we set the Antikythera to the constellation of the blacksmith, so we decide to sail that morning for the island of time. But before we do so, Nico stops at home and gathers his family, his wife and 2 daughters, to take with us. And Corbin seeks out the finest chef in town and teaches him the recipe for cheesy potatoes and wants them delivered to the temple for Pythor. The chef tells him Pythor doesn't eat that kind of stuff. He's on a very strict diet, but Corbin has him do it anyway. He gives him enough money, which is good for 2 weeks. And the feather for Demetrius' hat is finally delivered, and we set sail. And Junior the monkey starts throwing his dung at Demetrius and Corbin. Aziz flies to Gravik and says, "Oh, it's you. You're back. Cool." And he flies away, and Gravik is, "What's wrong, Aziz?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine." Gravik seems bewildered, and Arcadia reminds him that Aziz wants to bond with him. So Demetrius walks up to Gravik, puts the crown of the Dragonlords on his head, and tells him if he attunes to it in the evening, he will understand. And eventually, when he goes to sleep that night, he does have vivid dreams of a little Corbin teaching him the oath. So we set sail for the constellation. Arcadia asks Demetrius to make sure Kyra's corpse is still in the captain's quarters, and she accompanies him along with Nico and Gravik. Gravik does prestidigitation, and Nico helps with druidcraft, and they spruce up Kyra and the room, and it smells like flowers. A strange look comes over Demetrius' face as he looks at Kyra's corpse, and he makes the connection that the Dirge of the Dragonlords spell that he learned when he attuned to the crown of the Dragonlords, it could potentially revive a dead dragon. There are some stipulations, though. They must be bonded to a Dragonlord, and she was bonded to Estor Archelander, who supposedly is somewhere around in some sort of ghost form, but I seem to recall that she broke that bond. But we might try that later, but we want to try it in our world because we think she just might die again in this world. Demetrius attempts animal handling to tame Junior, but he does not succeed, and Gravik ends up taming it a little bit, and he tempts Gravik then tempts Aziz to answer his questions by giving him platinum coins, and finds out that Aziz is bitter because Vengeance gets to go on adventures, but he doesn't. So Gravik asks him if he's sure he really wants to bond, because it seems like a permanent thing. And at that moment, Corbin and V are playing and rolling around and being happy together on the front of the ship, and Demetrius is sitting there like a pregnant woman, rubbing the egg with a smile on his face, and Gravik says, "Do you not see how weird it's made these people?" But Aziz sees it, and when he looks back at Gravik, you can tell he's trying to hold back tears. So they promise to bond after in the next day. Arcadia asks Gravik to identify the mithril mask and the carved ivory music box. Well, when you put on the mithril mask, it makes everything you see more beautiful than it is, the most beautiful way imaginable, regardless of how ugly it might be. Demetrius thinks it might be a good idea to use when you're sleeping with people. And it's not necessary for Nico and Hags, apparently. And the carved ivory music box, when you open it, the sounds of wailing and screaming fill the air, and you feel filled with despair. So we just put those things in the new museum section of the Ultros. Gravik attunes to his magic items, and he switches from the Staff of Thunder and Lightning back to his Quarterstaff of Warning. Demetrius and Nico spin the Wheel of Fortune. Demetrius lands on 18, the Dreamer, but feels nothing, and Nico lands on 16, the Blacksmith, and feels a little bit more beefy. Corbin no longer feels stronger or dexterous. Arcadia continues training with Nyx, who looks kind of scruffy still, and they're doing a lot of swooping maneuvers with Arcadia. Demetrius spars with the Minotaur, and we all take a long rest. And as Demetrius falls asleep, he gets a nasty nightmare in which he fights a Hydra and makes a valiant effort until he's finally digested and wakes up. And he is exhausted. He didn't get a rest at all. Everyone else is fine. And so Amitrius tells the others to leave him alone all day. Then we have a ceremony with Aziz, where Aziz and Gravik are bonded, and Gravik becomes a Dragonlord. Corbin presides over the ceremony, but you notice that Arcadia has been watching from a distance, is not anywhere close. And then Amitrius suddenly speaks Draconic, which is one of the properties of the Shield of Volcom that he got from Arcadia. So then Corbin, Amitrius, and Nico spin the Wheel of Fortune. Amitrius lands on 14, the spear, feels a little bit stronger, a little bit more dexterous. Corbin lands on the Queen and feels a little bit more charismatic and a little bit more wise, but then Nico lands on 19, which has no picture, and the Wheel of Fortune disappears. Aziz, Gravik pulls Aziz aside, who is playing with the Nico's twin girls, and tells him he wants to teach him Celestial so they can communicate with each other in secret. And he is able to learn 3 words that day. Amitrius tries to train Junior and is unsuccessful again. And then Nico asks if we want to scry on someone, and we decide to scry on evil Kyra. And she is speaking in Celestial and says, I fear they're learning too much information, which Gravik translates to the crowd, the party. And then she says, maybe we should infiltrate them, right, man? And then a very, very deep voice also in Celestial says, we already have a spy on board. And then all of a sudden they see that they are being watched. And then Gravik tells us to quickly stop the spell, that they know that we're watching them. And then Kyra turns and looks right at the crystal ball view. And we did not recognize the deep voice at all. So we decide that Amitrius has a spell called the Zone of Truth, and we decide to send everyone in the ship through it. And after a long scene in which Verena is on our side, we believe that anybody who is from our world would not be a spy. And Brogar, the Minotaur leader, is not a spy. But what turns out to happen is it looks awfully a lot like Ursa, Nico's wife, is the spy, because she will not answer with a straight answer. And finally we decide she's getting upset, and we decide to just take Gravik's advice to leave her alone, let it go, so we can spy on her and see what she's doing. So we take another long rest, and the next Gravik that evening casts Arcane Eye and spies on Nico's wife and sees her hastily throwing shit into a bag and stuffing the bag underneath the bed. It's clothing, some writing utensils, and some herbs. And he tells Nico about it, but Nico doesn't want to hear about it, that he's going to sleep. But Ursa won't let him in bed because of the treatment she had that day. So we take a long rest, another one. And the next day we hear land ho, and we see a strange island we haven't seen before, where the other island used to be at the constellation of the blacksmith. And it consists of 3 perfectly molded green hills surrounded by an impossible looking glass dome that rises up out of it. And the dome itself encompasses the entire island. And Arcadia has heard of a legend of an island that's like this. It is called Titan's Folly. She's heard tale that it is a place to be avoided at all costs. It is rumored to be home to Thylea's greatest treasures and sealed away by the mother goddess herself. And the legend suggests that the original war among the Titans was a direct result of whatever happened here. Nico Ritual casts water breathing on everybody, and we look for any ways to get through the glass. And finally, we find out that it is we can get through by Gravik casting Dimension Door. And we realize that he can cast Dimension Door, create a teleportation circle, and then we can all go through it. And so once we bypass this curious glass dome, we head towards the island. The most striking aspect of the place is this perfect geometric uniformity. The land consists of 3 identical green hills clumped together. Thick tropical grass grows in rows around each hill, interrupted only by rows of oak trees halfway to each hill's summit. Such a perfect land formation can only be the handiwork of the mother goddess Thylea. And while we are walking, we see something flying towards us in the distance. As they get closer, we see they're actually really small creatures. We end the session on our 95th day together with 36 days remaining of the Oath of Peace. And after the session is, I order the characters alphabetically and randomly get Ametrius, and I gift him a magic item, and it is a figurine of wondrous power, which is a bronze griffin, which I think is really kind of awkward because if you read the stats for a griffin, their favorite food is horse.
Sussy. All right. So we'll kind of do this like theater of the mind right now. So you have these little creatures flying towards you, and I think they're holding scythes. I believe I had a picture. I can't remember what my picture went though.
They're evil looking little boogers.
They look, Arcadia, well, Ametrius had mentioned this off session, but they do kind of remind her of those ones that were at the island of the Oathbreakers. And she suggests we find out what they want before attacking. Because after all, we just showed up in their world.
Find out what they want. They want to kill us, like everything else.
So these, let's see, let's roll this number. I see that, Dan. All right, so you have 6 of these creatures. They come flying up, and they kind of land like, I don't know, maybe 10 feet from you, and they are they're just kind of standing there, and you hear them.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
When they approach us, can I cast Comprehend Languages on myself? Because I assume it takes a few seconds for them to fly to us.
Sure.
There we go.
And you hear clicking, and you see them waving their antennae. They do not appear to be hostile.
When they land, I will say, greetings. We are the champions of the Oracle, and who might you be?
And they don't. They start clicking and waving their antennas again, but they don't.
Does my Comprehend Languages allow me to understand them?
It does not. I'm looking at it right now. It does not.
I will look over to Arcadia and I'll shake my head.
And does Nyx understand them?
She does not.
Arcadia, you know sign language, right? Thieves can't.
Well, she doesn't know it's Thieves' Camp, but she's not sure that's going to help. She'll try something.
Okay, yeah, can you improvise?
Corbin will try to play their sounds back on his bagpipe.
Okay, give me a.
Oh, I had a good one.
And then they covered their ears.
Arcadia thinks that's a good idea, but she's not sure. She just tries speaking in every single language that she knows to them. I'm guessing they don't understand her at all.
They do not.
I will use a performance check to do a type of charades to communicate with them, to tell them that we are friendly and we want to explore the island. I'm like making the shape of an island with my hand, and I'm like pointing towards it, and then I'm doing with my hands a little sailboat, and I'm drawing in the dirt some stuff.
And one of them turns to one of their compatriots and starts clicking, and 2 of them fly off. And they don't appear to be hostile or anything like that. Like, just kind of watching you.
And I will look at the party and I'll say, I'm pretty surprised about that. I was sure we were in for a fight.
And then I'd say probably within maybe a minute or two, you can see what appears to be like 20 of them flying back towards over here.
All right.
And they land, and they're all holding stuff.
Stuff? What kind of stuff?
Well, they have what appears to be like their source of food and drink, and then one is holding something kind of wrapped up and tosses it towards Corbin.
I will grab it and look at it suspiciously. I will unwrap it.
Roll on that table.
Nice, Dan.
Oh god!
What
nice.
the fuck? Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
So you pull out,
Tim.
you pull out a necklace, and it looks like that.
Wow, isn't this nice that of all people, Tim gets this?
That's in your inventory somewhere. Make sure.
what are you going to do about it? I'll tell you. Fireball!
I can now channel my inner Tim.
And then they're all offering. They kind of set this food and drink before them, and then they kind of they were watching Ametria, so then now they kind of click and wave their antenna, and then they are mouthing to eat and drink.
I will turn to the party and I will hold up my hand dramatically and say, "Hold on, people. Let me eat first. My magic blood protects me against any poison." And I will walk over towards the table and I'll say, "I'll see if it's safe for you guys who have weaker blood than me." And I'll take some of the food and I'll try eating it.
Okay, and it is tastes like very delicious meat.
And I'll say, "Oh, this is awful, guys. Just, I'll take this one for the team." And I'll begin eating more.
Nico don't believe you. Oh, I have resistance to poison. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, but
Give her
only
some.
you, because you're a dwarf. If anyone else eats this, they'll die.
Arcadia will bow at the creatures and eat some just because she thinks it's polite, and she hasn't seen Demetrius drop dead.
And they will mimic your bow, and the food tastes like delicious meat. And if anyone drinks, it is very sweet tasting, like kind of wine.
And I'll look at Arcadia and I'll say, "I've never been poisoned in my life. I'm immune to poison. It's the magic of the stallion. Even though he's not actually immune to poison, he thinks he is."
That's nice.
I have divine health, divine health.
Arcadia thinks is trying to think of something she can give them, but she's going to try to play her harp for them.
I'll just take out 50 gold, and I'll hold it out for the bug people.
And the instrument is the harp is a very beautiful harp noise. And
Do they seem to like it?
they do, and they're kind of like swaying back and forth.
Lead up to the gold.
And they look at this gold, and they one of them will take it and tries to eat it.
And I'll tell them, even though there's no point, you can make jewelry from it if you melt it down. Ah, never mind. You know what? I'll take out the golden shield of Vulcan, and then I will point at the coins, and then I will point at the shield.
You'll point. I'm sorry. You'll do what with the coin? You'll look at the coin and point at the shield.
I'll point at the coins because they're made of gold. Then I'll point at the shield, which is also made of gold, to indicate that it's A metal they can use in some fashion.
Actually, I think it's made of bronze, but they should get the idea. Arcadia
It's
is
called
wearing
the Golden Shield of Vulcan.
I don't think that's
What is it made of,
actually says.
I'm pretty sure it's bronze also.
Wow. The Golden Shield of Vulcan is a fucking scam.
Well, then give it back. Then she's gonna sell it to Fed.
Gold-plated shield.
No, never mind. It's not a scam. It's actually the image is right here. Oh no.
And
I can see it, but-
one of these creatures will try to look at the shield and will like mimic eating.
No.
Arcadia, if you notice, actually on my picture of Arcadia, she's wearing earrings. So she would kind of like point to that. I don't know if they even have something like earrings, but
Well, should we explore this place? Let's see what it's about. It's got like a weird dome around it and such. Let's figure out the lore of this place. Now that we are received here as guests, they cannot harm us or betray us. We all saw what happened to Helios, so we're safe here.
And they'll start clicking and waving their antenna again excitedly.
And I will get up from the food and I will give them a polite bow and I'll begin walking around to explore this island.
And they will all mimic your bow.
What do I see when I walk around? Like, what's the biome?
Yeah, so it's all. I like to use that word biome. So it's all Starfield. It's all green. You see, kind of like these like little hills like poking up here and there, and then again like the trees and it's
Do I see anything that might resemble some sort of settlement?
Outside of those hills, you don't like just kind of like walking around.
Okay, I will go back to the bug people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're following you, by the way. Like some of them are following you.
I will turn around and I will make a little hut in the sand, like I'm making a little hill and I'm digging a door in, and then I'm pointing at them and then I'm pointing into the entrance of the hut, like where do you live?
And one of them will start clicking and waving an antenna and will mimic to follow them.
Okay, and I will gather the party if they feel like following.
Corbin's distracted. He's playing with his beads.
Oh, don't pull one off and throw it on accident.
Corbin, let's check out their house.
So they'll lead you to one of the hills, and once you get closer, you see that there's an entrance into that hill.
I will point at the entrance and see if it's okay to enter.
Yeah, and then they will bow. They'll all bow to you.
I'll enter this cairn like thing.
You sure you don't want me to throw a bead in there?
Jeez.
So entering this little cairn thing. Let me scroll down a little bit. Just open it up. It appears, it's like kind of like their house. Has some rooms and yeah, it's nothing really fancy. Like there's no really real treasures or anything like that. It's just like one of their houses.
What the hell is going on here? What are these things? I will go back outside. I'll find one of those bug people, and I will draw 2 circles in the sand, and I'll I'll point at the bug person, and I'll point at the first circle, like to indicate the island, and then the second circle, the dome, and I'll point with my stick at the dome surrounding the island, and like trying to get some idea, like why are they locked in here?
And then they kind of like start clicking and like it's like very fast clicking. Like if somebody starts talking up really fast, that's kind of what it's like. And then they kind of shrug.
I'm gonna check out those stones on top of the hill.
Yes, I was just looking at those. Looks like there's stones around them. Around the hill.
All right.
Do they have anything written on them or etched into them?
There is not.
And
But,
it was described as like rows of grass and rows of oaks. Anything that we can see from that?
Rosa, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Rosa grass.
Yeah, you said that the each of those thick tropical grass grows in rows around each hill, interrupted only by rows of oak trees, halfway to each hill summit. And if you kind of look at that, or if you kind of try to think of that from a distance, did they create signs? Are they signs of, like those crop circles and stuff like that if you look at it from afar?
So yeah, like if you're kind of like, once you get to the top of this hill, you see that there's actually the stones here, and then around the hill itself, there's more stones, like all like perfect, like a perfect circle.
They're just perfect circles. We don't recognize any kind of sigil or symbol in them.
No.
I will go inside and I will begin checking for any sort of writing that they might have. Books, papers, pretty much any sort of language that they might have written.
You do not find any.
I will return to the bugs. Oh, sorry, Yoga, great idea.
Well, I would ask Nico if maybe he could try to pray to Thylea now that he's inside the glass dome.
Okay. Nico will go up to the center of the dome and sit cross-legged and begin to pray to Thylea about maybe getting some answers as to why these bugs are here and what this place is about.
And do you say Thylea? Like, do you actually say the name?
Yes.
So after you're done with your prayer, one of the bug people says in common, "Creator."
Uh-oh. Nico's their god now.
Far from it.
I
Tell him to bring your
will walk up to Nico and the bug, and I will draw a tree in the ground with my stick.
But does it now speak common, or is that the only word it says? Like Arcadia would say back in common, creator?
Thylea is creator.
Oh, you understand us now?
Yes.
Who are you people?
We are the Myrmex.
And what are you doing on this island?
We were imprisoned as a punishment for insulting powerful god many thousands of years ago.
I will draw the symbol of Orcus in the sand, and I will say, "Do you recognize this?"
No.
What god did you insult?
Many hands.
Oh,
Oh
Kentimane.
boy.
How
Why
did you insult him?
Daughter tricked us.
Daughter Lutheria?
Yes.
What did she trick you into doing?
What do you mean?
How did you
How
insult
did you
Kentimane?
insult him?
She tricked us into trying to kill Thylea, the great tree.
Well, we've got good news for you. Lutheria is dead.
This is the way.
So, have you guys ever tried escaping from here?
Unable to escape. How?
Did they
And then-
say this is a lie?
No, this is the way. And
Go to.
This is the way to where?
no, like when you said that Lutheri was killed, they say this is the way. And then when you asked, sorry, because Scott's losing my train of thought now.
You're just
You asked if they were if they ever tried to escape. They said unable to, and then one of them will ask, "How were you able to get onto the island?"
We teleported through.
Magic.
Magic. What is magic?
And Deco uses druidcraft. He waves his hand over the grass and makes flowers bloom.
And you, they all say, they all, oh, like in awe.
So.
And then so they'll start asking like, who are you? Like, you know, what are you doing here? What are your names? Like,
Is there anything on this island that's important? I'll ask them. Like, is there a building or an evil creature or a curse here?
No, we live in harmony. The queen, she is all. She helps us, and she's our queen. Everything else is fine.
All right.
Who is your queen? Silea?
No, the Queen of Mirmek.
Oh,
What
where
is
is
a
she?
Miramac? We have heard this word before.
Where is she?
She's deep inside the hive.
Oh, what do you mean we've heard this word before?
This is the thing that we were told to stay the fuck away because it looks like a giant praying mantis. It's the word that Gravik got in his white book, but they were supposed to be like super scary. So I'm not.
We need to meet your queen.
Are you saying all this in front of them?
No.
Okay.
I did say that. I did ask Corbin, like, what do you mean about that word? I did ask it.
Say this is the thing Gravik has heard of.
And I will say to them, we need to meet your queen.
The queen, she is busy. She's deep down inside the hive. We can send a request. Maybe she will grace us with her presence.
Oh, there's no need for that. We'll go into the hive.
And they'll kind of look at you, and they don't look like they're mean. They just like, you are too big.
Well, can our gnome friend fit? And I'll point to Corbin.
And they say, "What is your name, little friend?"
Corbin.
Corvin. Yes, Corvin may come. He will fit.
Arcadia asked Corbin to step over, and she wants to speak to him in private.
Then they'll ask what you guys are doing. They'll ask Nico to show more magic.
And she reminds him, but this is weird because this is the alternate Volcan. It was the alternate Volcan told us if we ever see one of those fuckers to run, and it's a creature that's been locked up and should never be set free.
So maybe they're good here.
I don't know.
Come on, Arcadia. These people.
You
they
can't
look
hear.
simple.
You can't hear us. I'm talking to.
Why can't I hear you? I'm there as well.
No, she's talking to Corbin privately.
I said I pulled Corbin aside.
But having a
privately.
private discussion.
Because Corbin is about to go down in the thing, and she tells him that. She's just warning him since he's offering to go down in this lair by himself.
So I should set them free, or
No, I don't know. I don't.
Just go there and say hi to her or something.
Yeah.
See if she knows anything important.
Corbin goes back to the things and says, "I will follow you, but be warned. I'm very intolerant of people who don't answer questions."
And the chat actually streams this game on Twitch if you want to watch that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And they'll say, Little friend, are you able to see in dark?
Oh, absolutely. I can see better than almost anyone in the dark.
Perfect. You come with us.
I'll do a search for his name.
And I'll say, Corbin, we're relying on you. Try to find out something relevant. Ask them about the timelines. I yell after him.
That's what the title is. Jesus. Jesus Christ. All right. So this might take a little bit to get Corbin down to the Queen. What do the rest of yous? What do you do while he's gone? And are you
anything to do?
And are you going to like kind of wait for a specific amount of time, or are you just going to like prage that he comes back?
First
Didn't
of
we have
all,
a sending stone with him?
yeah.
Yeah, but
I could give. You know what? That's a great idea. Arcadia gives Corbin a sending stone of her sending stone pair.
Okay. That'll work then.
I hold it up to my ear to see if I hear the ocean.
And she
not.
explains to him. She explains to him how it works, which is you can only use it once a day, and send a message of 25 words or less.
Oh no. That's okay.
Just remember that you're protected by the oath, Corbin, so don't do anything that might impair that.
Corbin's
That's right.
fingering
I mean,
his
we hope that.
necklace of beads, as you say that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hello?
That
Oh.
necklace will keep you alive.
Oh, so these guys like magic?
Yes, they. So what you missed is you met these creatures. They first communicated in clicks and waving their antennae. Then they brought back food. They brought Corbin a necklace of fireball, and eventually Nico went to their top of one of their homes and prayed to Thylia, and then they were now they are speaking common, and Nico showed them some magic, and now they are impressed by magic and want to see more.
But and then Arcadia is going to pull the other three aside and say very quietly, remind them that this is the letters that Gravik had in his white book that he had to unscramble. And they're Miramex, and the Vulcan, the alternate Vulcan. So it's hard to say if they're good or bad. The alternate Vulcan told us if we ever see one of those fuckers, run. It's a creature that's been locked up and should never be set free. And it looks like a praying mantis with wings.
Well, if they're evil in our world, then maybe they're good in this one, because they seem good to me.
Well, I mean, right, if they're evil in the alternate world, they might be good, but I don't know. And also, reminding about the oath of friendship, that once the meal is over, you're not covered by that oath anymore. So they're not necessarily under this oath to be friendly to us because we're not eating anymore. That's my understanding of the oath.
So we should eat.
And one of them will come up and say, they'll go up to Arcadia and say, Queen, is there anything that we can help you with? Maybe you ask us questions, we ask you questions. We would like to know more about you and your servants.
And she says, I have no servants.
You are the Queen, yes?
And she looks around and she says, yeah.
Actually, Arcadia, you were incorrect. The bond of friendship ends when the guest has departed with the host's blessing.
Okay.
Until then, we cannot be enemies.
Okay.
We do need to provide them a gift.
Right. Well, that was why Arcadia played her harp. She was hoping it could be like, the little drummer boy.
And I gave them money. So.
I don't think
What do you mean by
anything with the
beer
coins,
Olympics?
but
And offer them grab
For
a
what?
bed.
and they'll say, "So, Queen, what is your hopes and desires and goals? We are very curious. We would like to know all about you and your servants."
Graphic is gonna cough slightly.
And she just says, I only wished for harmony among everyone, that we do not go to war.
That's impossible. Demetrius comments.
That is not impossible. We Mimics, we haven't seen war in thousands of years. We all live harmoniously.
That's because you're locked in a giant glass cube ball. Trust me, if you leave this ball, you'll know war.
Yes, everyone outside of this bowl is fighting each other.
Is
maybe
there?
don't.
Oh, good.
Maybe don't try and antagonize them, Demetrius, like you do everyone.
How
You're
am I
stuck in
antagonizing them?
Just they don't want war, and just don't, please.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you know, you not doing anything is usually you doing an awful lot.
How about you go talk to these bug people then?
And while you guys are going after this, one of them will ask how you were able to get to the island surrounded by water if you have no wings.
We use magic.
More magic. What is that?
Yes,
What is that? The big thing you came on. What is that? Is that all magic also?
No, that's just a ship. We build those. That's no magic involved usually.
You build ships. How do you build a ship?
Well, we could instead of going through the whole process, could I just have Gravik do a roll to see if he could describe how they build a ship?
Yeah.
Sure, share our
Okay.
secret technology with these people.
What would you want for that? Just a straight intelligence roll?
Yeah, that works.
I'm sure this has no long-lasting influence on their culture to come.
Yeah, you're just gonna show them how to escape the island and show them that we kill trees.
Okay,
since they
do
live
you
in
want
nature.
it in the open or do you
Yeah,
want it
it's
in the
fine.
open or in the tower?
Open's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't we kill a god to build
Yeah.
this ship?
I mean, you got the basics out of the way, like basic
Yeah.
shipbuilding.
Yeah, Gravik's not a carpenter, so he probably just gave them like the most basic explanation of how to build a ship.
And one of them pulls out the coin and says, "Do you use this as a nail?"
No, that's currency. Where did you get that?
I gave them
From
that.
Demetrius.
Oh. No, Gravik is where is it like a dirt area that we currently are residing in? Like where there's
It's
a
all
dirt.
dirt and
Loose.
grass. Yeah.
Okay, well Gravik will kind of like use his staff to kind of like draw on the dirt to kind of show them what a nail would look like.
And,
It would be made of metal and it'd be shaped like this. And he kind of like tries to do his best artistic representation of a nail.
and they're all looking at this and nodding.
Yeah, it has to be made of metal though because it wouldn't be able to go through the wooden planks. Do you want me to explain to you what a plank is?
That is part of the ship.
Yeah, it's a piece of wood, different varying sizes and shapes to form the ship.
And then they're all nodding. And one
Thanks
says,
for poorly explaining this to them, Gravik. We should teach them something important. Oh, sorry.
and one says, "Show more magic. Do you do magic also?"
I will yell out,
I
do you
do.
guys want to know something really interesting? And I will activate my form of dread.
I think Gravik's just gonna like. Gravik is just going to stare at this and just complete disbelief and shock, and he's just gonna quickly facepalm.
And
I'll turn my hair on fire and stuff.
they all back up from you, and then they like look at you in like all your glory.
And I will begin telling them about the great divine stallion and how it grants his followers enormous power in exchange for loyalty. And I begin indoctrinating them into the religion.
Okay. Oh jeez.
Nico takes out the qual feather that he has in his case, and he plants it into the ground, and a tree pops up in the middle of the stones.
And they all like magic.
Big
Show
20-foot tree.
how you create a tree from nothing. This is magic. Beer Olympics. Oh Jesus.
He puts his hand on the tree, and then it zips back into a feather.
And then they're
You should heal some of their wounded, Nico. Blow their minds.
Oh, do they look healthy?
yeah, from what you could tell.
I will tell them, bring me one of your wounded, and I will cure their illness.
Wounded.
But after hearing Demetrius go on about his sermon about his god, Gravik's gonna kind of like grumble a little, and he'll cast Major Image to create an illusion of Bahamut.
Nice.
First Demetrius scares him. Now you're gonna terrify them.
With the big ass dragon.
God.
I will take offense to that. I'll say, what the hell, Gravik? Are you teaching them about this false religion of yours? And I will begin attacking the Major Image.
Gravik will just cross his arms and just like kind of scoff. Just thought I'd teach them about an actual decent god.
As far as I remember, my god has given me more power than your.
And while this is happening, some of them will look at Nyx and will ask Arcadia, what is Nyx and how was she made?
And she says she's my companion, and she is made of metal, a different kind of metal than the one that we gave you.
Interesting. And then, yeah, like if whatever you would share or talk about, they would, they'll just like soak it up. So while this is all going on, oh, go ahead.
But I assume like the image right now is of like Demetrius trying to attack this giant illusion of a dragon, and well, this is all happening. Just Demetrius taking swings at it, but Gravik's gonna have it like moving around, showing all its glory pop up.
And some of them look very frightened at first, but then once nothing really happens, they kind of like they're like watching you, and then they start watching it more intensely.
Yeah, and while that's happening, he's gonna just start. Anyone who's gonna listen, he's gonna start telling them about Bahamut.
The evil god in this place.
I will form a faction against him, and I will begin telling them about the stallion, and that's the better god than Gravik's god. I will form my own disciples to oppose Gravik's.
Corbin's gonna emerge to see a holy war.
Yeah, exactly. And here
Yeah,
we like,
I think
we bring disharmony and strife and war to their
Yeah.
little.
I'll say
like,
that his
they
god
don't
is
know-
just a dragon.
Yeah, we're going to create a religious war here.
Oh,
For 1,000
jeez.
years to come.
So while all this is going on, let's go to Corbin. So Corbin, one of them, they start leading you down into this hill, and they lead you underground. And have you ever seen an anthill like the side of an anthill?
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically just like that. bunch of tunnels. There's people walking around. They greet you, and I'd say 15, 20 minutes down the road, they get you to a big ass chamber, and inside is another one of these creatures, but she is obviously the queen. And she says, "Corbin the Mighty, is nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you, Queen.
And she'll say, "What brings you to this land? What can I help you with? I understand you wanted to speak with me."
Yes, we're currently experiencing strange things with time, and this used to be an island where time changed, but now it seems to have changed. Do you know anything about that?
Time and island that used to, and she'll shrug and no, we've been on this island now for 5,000 years. Nothing's changed in that time. No one comes, no one goes.
Mm. And you guys were put here because you were fooled into trying to kill the goddess?
Yes, we were. Lutheria tried to, tricked us onto her side to destroy the mother tree of Thylea, and the many-handed god locked us up in here.
Mm. We recently defeated Lutheria.
And her eyes grow big. You did? You must be mighty heroes indeed.
Yes, we might even be able to help you get away from this island if you want, but it seems like a pretty nice place.
We always would like to explore more. Maybe venture out from here. I'm sure some of our people would like that. What do you ask of us? Obviously, we don't have much to offer. As you can see, other than food and drink, we don't have much of anything.
No items left over from ages gone by.
And she says that she has no ideas of such things. That the great Dan the Man NL left one fireball necklace, and it was given to you.
We are also very interested in the gods, and obviously you've been around for 5,000 years, so maybe knowledge of the gods and how things came to be. Do you guys have the Oath of Peace in this place as well?
And she'll say, "What is Oath of Peace? I do not know this."
Are you familiar with the Dragonlords?
No.
No. But you are familiar with Lutheria.
Yes, she was the goddess's daughter.
Do you also know Sidon?
The goddess's son. The twins.
Why would they be trying to get the tree destroyed? Why would they try to trick you to do that?
Because, the Sidon did not. It was Lutheria. She wished to become the master of death itself.
I thought she was already that.
She is. And she'll kind of cock her head. What do you mean?
Thought she was mistress of death and dreams.
And she'll kind of look and says, "Last we knew Lutheria, she was just a pissant, if to take it kindly."
Then how could she possibly fool you into trying to destroy the mother tree?
Presents.
She gave you presents?
Yes. And presents. Presents.
Or not very bright. I want to do an insight on that, see if I believe them.
Okay. You do.
I'll ask them where they come from because I've never seen anything like them.
Do you know of the sister of the twins named Chelsea?
Yes, we've heard of her.
She was the creator.
She created you?
She did.
What? Why did she create you? What was your purpose?
To learn and soak in knowledge, and she was the goddess. She's not the goddess, but she was very fast, and she was trying to get us to help build
Help build what?
anything.
So you're very good at building?
We can be with the right knowledge, of course.
So if somebody told you like how to build a ship, you could probably build one.
The ship, it is floats on the water. Yes.
Yes.
And she will say, yes, we could.
Maybe you could build a statue, say of me.
Why would we?
What
And
the fuck?
she looks and says, why would we build a statue of you?
Why not? All knowledge is good.
We have no need.
You could learn about Corbin the Mighty.
If Chelsea made them, maybe they have a seal.
Corbin kind of hears Demetrius's voice in his head. And he'll ask,
God.
is there a seal for Chelsea around here? We were looking for one.
What do you mean by seal?
Like an image, maybe, or an item. Something, a rune, perhaps. I'll show her one of my runes.
And she'll look and says, what do you, if we had such a thing, what would you do with it?
We might use it to help Chelsea.
What's wrong with Chelsea?
She's trapped like you.
And she'll narrow her eyes. By whom?
We don't know for sure. Perhaps by Lutheria.
But you killed Lutheria.
Yes, but that doesn't necessarily release the runes. We need the seals.
And she'll kind of sit there and think. And she'll say, maybe we can do some kind of trade.
Maybe.
What do you offer in trade?
I would have to discuss with my friends. Could you come to the surface to discuss? Or must you stay here.
I must stay here. And as you look, you can see that she's very fat.
Too much cheesy potato.
Well, like a wide abdomen.
Do you have many children?
And she'll say, these are all my children.
I'm only saying this because I think Corbin would remember this, because when we went to the constellation of the prisoner, Sidon and Lutheria were the ones who trapped Chelsea.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Well, what would you like for the seal? And can I see the seal? Do you have it?
We do.
Let me see it. I'm very curious.
And she'll say, we will give you the seal. Maybe you show us how to leave here. Maybe give us more knowledge. Maybe one or a few of us will accompany you on your ship.
Our ship is very small. I do not know if there's room for you. Especially you. You're very large.
I would not leave. I would stay here. And your ship. You say your ship is very small, but our people are also very small.
Yes, but we have very large bull creatures on them. Very dangerous for bugs.
We're not even full up on the crew, Corbin. Come on.
Yeah, they don't know that. I
They
don't
don't
want
know
to go
that.
with us.
They don't know that.
Continue making your holy war on the
You can't hear him
server.
anyway.
Yeah, keep doing your holy war. And she'll say, then perhaps you leave us some tools and equipment to build us a ship.
That might be possible. I don't know how many tools we have on our ship, but we must have something to repair the ship with.
And she'll say, not even one of our people can go with you?
I would have to discuss with my friends.
Fair?
Maybe we could leave someone here with you.
But then wouldn't I not be trapped here? Unless they use this magic to get out?
True. Can I see this symbol?
If we can come to some accord, absolutely.
Is there anything else I might give you? I have many stories of Corbin the Brave.
Stories are good. We like stories. We also like, but something such as the seal that you call it is a little bit more worthy, worth more, maybe worth more than a story, yes?
I don't know, it's a pretty good story.
And she'll just kind of look at you.
An insight check on her as to whether I think she's up to something, wanting to get off the island. Whether I think she's being nefarious.
Okay. Yeah, you know, she's trying to get off the island. Well, she's trying to get one of them. At least somebody off the island, of course.
I mean, if the gods here are evil.
I would agree. To take one of your servants on our ship.
And she'll
On board our ship.
say, and you don't need to ask your queen?
No, we're very close.
And they would not be a servant to you? They would have, basically she's trying to get, like, they won't be a prisoner.
Not a prisoner. But they would have to obey the captain and his rules. He's very strange sometimes.
He? Your leader is a man?
He's really a horse. He's not really the leader. He just knows how to do boats good.
Demetrius is your leader?
Not
He
leader.
is pretty
He
big.
He is a boat master. You know, he is too big to swim, so he needs a boat.
I see. And she'll say, what would you would be able to show them the land? Maybe they will ask many questions. We are very curious people.
I cannot promise we can answer all questions. We do not know everything, but he can certainly ask all the questions he wants.
How about 2 people? We are very small creatures, as you can see.
Maybe if we can choose the two.
Other than myself, all the kin here, we're all the same. Other than myself, of course.
You are all identical. There are no males and females.
No, we are male. We are both male and female.
Oh, very interesting.
We are what is needed. But if you need to,
I tell you what, we will take one, and if he is agreeable, we will come back and get another.
and she'll think for a moment, and she'll say, discuss this with your queen, and if she agrees, then we will, this is acceptable.
Okay. And I'm going to look around real quick. Do I see anything that looks like there might be a seal or something in this room?
Give me investigation.
I want to use advantage on this one.
Okay. What do they have in their freaking holy war? You do not.
Bummer.
And that was an 11.
Okay. Then I will return to the surface to discuss with the others, and I'm going to try to remember my way back to this room.
Oh, they'll take you back. Like, there'll be someone with you?
No, but I mean if I'm coming by myself at some later date.
Okay. What would you for memory? Intelligence, I guess?
Well, that's not perfect. But I will give it a shot. Just a regular intelligence roll?
Or, well, maybe a history. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do intelligence, and I'll write it down, and then come back at a later date, and we'll see. We'll just see.
Come back at a later date when you never remember this.
Okay, I have written down.
Corbin probably remembers nothing.
There's twists and turns.
Way. Follow me.
Not with your 5, you ain't gonna remember shit. So while you're being led back, let's go back up to this holy war that's going on. Jesus Christ. Jesus. And so while this is going on with Demetrius and Gravik, one of the people or the creatures will go up to Arcadia and say, "Queen, are these men of your culture always this aggressive?"
And she says, they are not of my culture, but yes, they are aggressive.
All
This
males?
is why we have wars.
Or all males are aggressive, I see.
Take it back, Demetrius. Bahamut is an amazing god.
Yeah, I'll agree when he actually does something for a change.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Alright, so this can all transpire. Is Arcadia and or Nico curious as to doing anything while these two boys flex their gods while Corbin's gone?
Arcadia's continuing to do what she said she was doing.
Okay.
Nico's just sitting there laughing, watching them fight.
Never Nico.
And Nico, they'll one of the creatures will ask. They'll say, "My friend, you look like you're very thirsty. Would you like some? Would you like some wine?"
Thought you'd never ask. He holds out his drinking horn.
And they'll grab a cask and lay it, set it next to you.
I've never seen your god do anything. Isn't he dead?
No, he has obviously granted him power. Everything I do is the stallion's work.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Gravic's just gonna
Also,
push
he
himself
created
off
an entire race.
You have centaurs.
Yes, exactly.
Yo, they can't expect him to get it right the first time.
Oh, like humans have so much going for them. You only have 2 legs.
Yeah, 2 is enough.
And I will address the crowd and I'll say, do you think 2 legs is enough? And I will dash at max speed, circle around this cairn with my horseshoes of speed. Now that's what I call the advantage of 4 legs graphic.
And one of them will say, "Use the magic! Use the magic!"
Right, I'll show you what Bahamut bestowed on me. And he's going to... Gee, actually, let me see. No, he won't do that. He's gonna take a moment to think. He's about ready to cast a spell, and he's just like,
magic,
no.
magic, magic.
He's look around himself for a minute, like, oh, fine. And he'll raise his staff up and cast lightning bolt up into the sky.
And once it goes up and it hits the dome and spreads out across the dome, and everyone just stops and looks for a moment, and then they all start cheering.
Yes.
I will look up to see if he damaged the dome.
You can roll an Arcana.
Gravik is too busy just soaking up the admiration. He's just like, yes, this is the power of Bahamut. The mighty Bahamut. Unlike this, what is this man's god given besides 4 legs? Bahamut gave me great power.
And I'll applaud for Gravik. I'll say, good job, Gravik, good job. But can you do this? And I will take a knife, and I will hold it up in front of everyone, and I will stab myself in the shoulder.
And then they all, freak out, and they start running towards you.
And I will hold up my hand to keep them back, and I'll take the knife out of my shoulder, and I will put my hand over
You see
it.
what his god makes him do? Makes him unstable and self-harm himself.
I will cast Lay on Hands to heal the injury away.
And they all look like the ones that are watching look like they're getting upset that you are hurting and bleeding, and then they just all stop and stare at you in awe. And then they look back over at Gravik. Then they look back at Gravik.
And now I'm looking. Yeah, sorry.
So, they're doing basically the same thing you do. They watch this and then they look over at Gravik to see what he's going to do next.
Yeah, exactly. I'm staring at him as well.
Is there any water around?
Outside of your water skins, no. There's the casks of booze.
Okay, well, let's know.
Martin!
I know, I'll do control. He'll cast control winds and cause a wind to just start blowing all around them. Nothing that will cause too much of a panic, but he'll just start controlling the wind with his spell control winds.
And some of them are in awe, and the others kind of nah. And look back over at Demetrius.
And Demetrius is waving his hand at them. That's nothing. And I'll get four people out of the crowd towards me.
Okay.
And I will hold out my hand and I will cast Bless on them.
And they'll look around really quick, and I forget Bless. What does Bless do? I think I forget.
It gives
1d4,
them 1d4.
I believe, on checks and attacks, I believe.
Yeah, on saving throws and attack rolls.
So they'll
For
look
1 minute.
Yeah, they'll look over at you and they They stand out very bright and tall, and he, the divine stallion, has bestowed this gift upon me.
Exactly. You are now warriors of the Divine Stallion. You have become extremely powerful.
Can you teach us this?
And I will rub my chin, and I'll say, you know, it's a bit difficult. The power comes from within me.
Okay. Gravik seeing this like, okay, fine, bring out the big guns then. And he'll throw a fireball up into the air and explode it.
They all, oh.
Damn it, Gravik.
And then they look over at Gravik. Oh. And then now they're like, Bahamut.
Yes, Bahamut, the great platinum dragon.
And I'm going to do this just because I want to hear the noise. Should go off. No, maybe it won't go off. Damn. Anyways, yeah, the great, the Bahamut. And then they look back over at Demetrius.
Demetrius, he shrugs and holds up his shoulder. He's got nothing.
And
and
one of them will look at, will ask Arcadia, Queen, what is the god that you serve? Is it the mighty Bahamut, or is it the mighty divine stallion?
And she says neither.
Who do you serve? Surely they must be just as mighty.
And she says they are.
What is their name, or do you not know their name?
And she says, I do not share my religion.
She's agnostic, guys. She doesn't like talking about religion.
They're handy.
And what about the great and mighty Nicodemus? Who does he serve?
And Nicodemus holds his hands, spreads them out, and looks at them all. And Thylia.
The creator. Thylia. And I think about this time Corbin would be emerging from this hovel. And before he does,
the whole way up, I was trying to explain to them how to do fighting. Only I'm intentionally trying to deceive them into being really, really bad fighters.
okay,
Why?
fair enough. And right before he comes out, they look. Your friend has returned, and then like 5 seconds later, he comes out.
I'll walk over to Corbin and say, "Hey, Corbin, how did it go?"
And I'll say very interesting things. I think we should discuss this in private. I will call Arcadia over and we go over.
Not graphic.
I'll tell the bug people that we need a moment of privacy.
Yes. Be with your queen. We understand.
I'll tell them all that happened and about that they have the seal of Chelsea here, but they are really interested in getting off the island, and I sense that they're very desperate to do this for some reason, and also that their power is that they basically learn anything they're told. So we should be very careful about teaching them or showing them anything powerful. I'm sure everybody's been very cautious while I was away.
I will look over at Gravik And then I'll look back at Corbin and say, "Yeah, of course, you know us."
Of course.
So, what are you saying? That these guys can learn anything by just seeing it?
I think that's very possible. They seem that seems to be their strength is
How do
learning.
you know
That's
this?
what they were created for. And they
That
were
might
created
explain how they learned our
by
language.
they were created by Chelsea, and they do have her seal, which we need, but they will not give it to us unless we help them get off the island. Plus, they're all asexual. They all have they are both male and female, so they're very insistent on getting 2 people off the island. So I think they want to like multiply and take over the world.
Well, we can do that, but we never said how long. So we'll
I
just
told them
take
we
the
would. I
seal.
told them we would only take one for now, and if they were very good, we might come back and take another.
Do you think that might be why they are so dangerous? They reproduce and learn everything super fast.
I think that might be the case.
All right, yeah, we should limit it to one, and then if they're in trouble, we can just kill them. We never said how long we'd keep them.
Yes, they can ask questions and they can be free on our boat. They cannot be prisoner, but they have to obey the boat rules.
Yes.
And you make the boat
What do you guys
rules.
think?
So if you make a boat rules, they have to follow them.
That's a very. If they could reproduce quickly and learn exponentially as fast as well, might not be. That's probably the reason why they're here.
Indeed.
But we
Well,
but we
it's
need
not
the
like they
skill.
can learn my magic that was given to me, so
But how picky is your god with his followers?
I'm the only champion of the stallion I've ever met.
Yeah, because you're probably the only one who's heard about him, honestly.
No, all of my people know about him.
Sure, but would your god grant them favors if they decide to worship him?
I'm not sure that's possible anymore.
Why? Oh yeah, you're right. Your god's dead.
Well, as far as gods can be, I suppose. I mean, we saw his spirit, so at the very least, we know that he's around in some form.
He's probably his power is very diminished. Probably you're the only one he can actually bestow any kind of power to.
I think freeing Chelsea is a much lesser goal than us finding out about the timelines and taking care of other things like stopping another war.
Plus,
I
if
would
this
feel-
is a different world, even if we break this seal, it might not affect our Chelsea.
Right. I don't think
we
it's
should
safe
get
to.
it.
I don't
This
think.
might be
I
our
think
only.
they're-
This might be our only chance to get one.
I think that they're under glass for a reason. And I don't know if when you're saying they're asexual, can even one reproduce by itself? I've never heard of this.
So you seem to be
I
pretty
don't-
interested in getting 2.
You know what I think, Arcadia? This timeline, it's like evil, right? It's like fucked up. So let's bring a whole host of them and drop them on the mainland.
Can Gravik do a check to see if he would know that some insects can like be inseminated and then go off into the wild and start like a new colony?
You can. That would be
Animal handling.
history. Oh,
Animal husbandry.
I think animal husbandry.
Yeah. Yeah. So history. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be more history because you are a book learner, or book nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. They 100% could do that.
Well,
Yeah,
I say
he'll
fuck this timeline. Let's set them free.
I don't think so. I think we could destroy this world.
We may not.
Why-
Exactly.
Not everybody is evil in this world.
How do you know?
We could end up
You
being. We could end up
want to
being
kill your
stuck here.
alternate son?
Good point. But
I think we should
maybe
just
it would
leave.
keep the gods busy for a while. If there's like these guys showing up.
I would really like to get this seal.
What if we just take one and then
We just have
upheld
to
our
keep
end
a
of the
very
bargain
we
and
just have to keep a very close eye on the one we take with us.
we just kill him?
I don't know if we can just
That would be
automatically
break-
kill him.
That would be breaking an oath, so then we'd get
Yeah.
into more trouble for that. I just
We
think
can't just
it's
depends on the
automatically kill him.
specifics
But-
of the
But,
oath,
but you
right?
can make once we're on the ship, you can make some specific ship rules that make sure that they can't get away.
I will
But
make.
can't these bugs-
It would be most unfortunate if they happen to be killed in battle.
But can't these bugs fly?
Yes, that's the other thing.
Maybe
Once-
that's
they could
maybe
always
that's a
just
ship
leave.
rule. No flying allowed.
Yeah, but
But
what's
then once
gonna
they
who's-
get to
what you- yeah,
once they get
Who's to
close
say?
to shore, what's keeping them from just taking off and flying away?
right.
And at that
You know,
moment,
honestly,
at that really, at that moment, when you said it, he says, "Eat my ass."
I say we do it. Let's have a vote right now, yes or no. One
Corbin
crew
wants
member for the
Corbin
seal.
wants the seal.
So I vote yes.
We need this
Arcadia-
seal, don't we? Though, and
Arcadia still thinks Chelsea is a smaller side quest, so to say. So she's gonna say no and just say, "Oh, by the way, where's the Wheel of Fortune? Haven't seen it lately."
Yeah, it disappeared.
Ouch!
I will look at graphic. What do you vote?
I think there's too much uncertainty. We'd have to keep it locked below deck or clip its wings, and I don't think
That's just something you're imagining. We don't have to do that.
The problem
He's
is we
gonna
don't
look over
actually
at,
know their real. We don't know their actual capabilities. They've been probably hiding as much stuff from us as you haven't been hiding from them.
Listen, we're the heroes. It'll be all right. This is our destiny.
Gravik's gonna stand next to Arcadia to indicate that he agrees with her choice.
Well, one vote remains, and we look at Nico to know. You're the deciding factor.
I think they're dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yes, but sometimes you have to take a risk, my friend Nico.
Yeah, plus so is Orcus.
Okay, but
We
It's
can
up
do
to you,
it.
Nico. Yes or no?
alright, yes.
Well, it's settled then. We're taking one.
Corbin smiles and he looks back and says, "Tell your queen we agree to the terms. And while we're waiting on her response, I will teach you all there is to know about wrestling, and I will teach them the worst possible wrestling I can."
When you say you agree to her terms, she'll say, "We will tell her right away, and she will send out the members who are going."
We get
One.
to choose one member, remember. And
you
we
not-
choose.
Did you not tell? Did you not agree with her for two?
No, I agreed to one, and we might come back and get another at a later date, if they behave themselves.
Very well. So you would have
And
spent.
we get to choose which one.
Okay.
I'll start looking around for the scrawniest one.
They're all about the same.
Well, I would suggest to Archimetrius to cast the Zone of Truth. Make them walk through that.
And I
Do
will
you
walk
promise
over
not
to
to read
Arcadia, and I'll say, "Don't worry about this. Let's get off the island first, and then take care of anything that needs to be done."
Oh wait,
I'd rather just
there's
pull-
an oath on our ship, right? So there's an oath of loyalty, so they have to take that.
Well, first of all, you can't force them to take it. Second of all, it's better to do the.
No, but
To
they
test
agreed to follow all the rules of the ship.
The Queen said they would. I would
Yeah.
take.
I'm
the
not doing
individual-
anything until we have the seal in our hands. After that, we want to do something that might offend them. That at least we can escape.
We're doing them a big favor by taking them off the island, which is the one thing they want. And I will not have an intruder on the ship unless we vet them here.
We'll vet them. We just need the seal first.
No, we're
Yes,
what? We're
let's get
gonna
the seal
right
first.
now.
Yeah, they're going to get the seal.
Just remember the goal here. The goal is the seal. Once we leave this dome, we can do whatever we want.
No, that's not true either.
We have to keep
We have
our
to
word.
abide by the agreements we make with them.
Why? I'm not swearing any oaths.
No, I might have to
So
stop
you're
you
going
then.
to be treacherous and have them swear an oath and then just go ahead and kill them?
I'm not swearing anything, and I haven't told them to swear
I will
anything.
remind
I'm just saying
Demetrius
we
that
agreed to take.
that I speak for the party, so I am speaking for him. So I am sorry, my friend.
Is we're just taking one crew member in exchange for the seal. Let's keep
And
it
they-
simple.
Yes, and they must obey the rules of the ship.
And if any problems arise from that, I mean, once they're on, and we can do whatever they want. We want with them, but I don't want to start any shit on an island filled with these people, lest they turn on us.
I don't think asking them to tell the truth is going to start any shit. Any more than showing them by demonstration how to create fireballs and fuel yourself.
and all the rest.
That was before we found out they learned fast. Okay, how about we? I also think that for security's sake, we should not be casting the portal with them near it. We should blindfold them before we cast the portal.
Yes,
I think
Well, for
that we should. I
I will
think
continue to instruct them as poorly as possible in wrestling.
we should take them last, and then not take them at all, and leave them inside the dome since they can't escape.
That would break my promise. I can't do that.
That a promise is not an oath.
True. I didn't swear an oath.
I'm not for breaking a promise, but I would also never show people what I can do, even if I didn't know they could learn quickly. Why?
Well,
show
Arcadia, maybe
people
you just
your-
don't know how to have fun.
I also know how to stay alive and protect others.
Yeah, and I'm here as well, right?
We're gonna have to fight a horde of paladin wizards, but they won't know Amazon or wrestling. they won't know bows or wrestling. Corbin begins to show him how to shoot an arrow backwards.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
All right. So, about 20 minutes later, the queen won't come up, but you'll see about. Ooh, let's see how many. About 120 of these creatures will all come out.
Jesus, there's a lot of them.
And one of them, or a couple of them, are have this thing on like a pedestal, and it's a little round circle, and they'll come up, and it's made out of kind of like clay, if you will, and they say, "This is from the queen. This is the seal that she has promised."
Wait, wasn't the seal a coin for us?
It has taken lots of different forms. One is
I thought they
the
were all
coin.
coins.
One is the white rook piece.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if it's
Wait,
the
didn't we
real
give the
thing.
white rook piece away?
Yeah, and then when Arcadia asked about the seal, Fargrim threw it back at her and winked.
Oh.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if they're giving us the real deal.
But
do detect
while he's
magic
doing
on this
that,
thing.
Graphic. Yeah, that's what Gravic's gonna go up to the sphere and not too quickly, but just and also
gonna
look
do
to
the
see
same
if they're
thing.
okay with him approaching it.
They're okay with you approaching
Is he okay with? Okay, he will then cast detect magic on it to see if there's any magical essence coming from it.
And they'll ask, "What is this that you are doing?"
I'm just double checking.
Making sure it is the seal.
So you do not detect anything magical coming from this. But Corbin and Arcadia, you believe that they believe they at least believe or think that this is the seal.
You know, after
And-
we need to have a quick talk with the... Can you guys give us a moment? You can keep the seal, of course. We'll be right back.
So about now, there's probably a good, probably 150 of these creatures sitting out here now, and they kind of shrug and look at each other. As you wish.
We'll be right back.
I'll pair
And,
them
I'll-
off and have them practice their terrible wrestling moves.
Hold on,
Gravik
Corbin.
will-
Can you come with us, everyone?
They all
And
look
I will
like
leave
Christmas
Gravik will
speakers.
whisper. Yeah, once once Gravik assumes they're out of earshot of all the bugs, he's gonna whisper, "I didn't detect any magic from it."
They
And I'll
certainly
say,
believe it.
Let's
think.
teleport out of here right now.
I think we should take it. I want the seal.
It's fake. It's just a pot.
Maybe seals don't have to be magical, do they?
Wait, we have one seal with us, right?
Yeah,
Can you detect?
Arcadia's gonna pull out the. Man, she definitely has the white rook piece with her.
Can you look at that with the detect magic graphic?
It should still be going.
Gravik will check. Gravik, yeah. How long does it last for?
10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, about 10
Let's
minutes.
see. Yeah. So he'll try and sense any magic coming from the rook piece.
You do not.
See?
There doesn't appear to be magical.
Well, in that case, maybe the magic is too advanced for you to detect.
That or maybe they aren't magical until they're brought together or a certain condition is met.
Indeed, that is a good point, Gravik. But I just want to make the point that we are in an alternate world. So even if we obtain the seal, is it any good to us?
I say take it.
All right. What do you say, Arcadia?
You already did this. How many times must we do this?
All right. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we voted on it. So let's do the exchange.
Okay. I think this is a bad idea, but I think we've eliminated as much risk as we possibly could right now.
Exactly. Future us can deal with this problem.
I almost
So,
admire your optimism, Demetrius.
It'll work out for us. So
What could possibly
we
go
return-
wrong? We've only taught them how to do holy wars and fireballs and...
I will say to them, present to us your greatest warrior.
And when you went back over to him, you see that there's two people standing out, and one of them is talking about the divine stallion, and the other one is talking about Bahamut. And when you say present, what did you say? Present your finest warriors.
Yeah.
They'll all turn and stand at attention. We all ready.
I want to find the one that I think learned the bad fighting techniques the best, and take that one.
Okay. Sure. And he walks up and says, or it walks up, they walk up and say, we are chosen. We are the chosen one.
You will lead the new generation of your people into the free world.
And he says, by Bahamut's will.
Hold on, we need to get a different one.
Gravik will nod. Gravik
This ain't
will
right.
nod approvingly.
Arcadia will say they used the word we.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
said only take
pointing
one
that
of
out.
them.
I know, which is I don't think that really matters in terms of reproduction. Which
Is
is
there
what
more than one-
Gravik
is there more than one of
figured
you?
out. Gravik figured that out anyway. He said that, right?
Well,
that they can,
Yeah,
that
that they
one
can-
of them can reproduce by itself.
well, we need the seal. So. Okay, this one, whatever.
Maybe we can neuter it when we get on the ship.
Arcadia doesn't think
We said it would.
need the
We
seal,
said it would
but
be free on the ship. We didn't say we wouldn't neuter it.
It's probably difficult to do that.
Yeah, probably trying to damage its reproductive organs would probably kill it.
Let's just discuss what comes later. Let's for now take this person to the ship. All these people are making me nervous.
All right.
All,
Let us-
we all know scrying. We'll just take a piece of maybe its carapace, so if it gets away from us, we can easily find it.
Exactly, we'll do that. So there are a few rules for the magic to bring you to our ship, and one of the rules is that you must wear a blindfold, or the spell will blind you.
And they say, Bahamas will be done.
So I will take out a cloth and I'll put it over the head of this creature.
And
I will
what,
say,
when you're doing that, the others will bid you farewell and ask if you need any food or drink as you sail away.
I'm all good.
How are our stores, by the way? Says Graphic, I guess, is the captain, but he would have been trying to keep track of like the stores. So what is the current state?
first of all, you're the
Ultros?
captain of the alternate ship, not this one.
We-
Second of all,
We
Nico
are
is
on
the
the al-
quartermaster. No, we're on the real one.
You're the real one.
Oh. Okay. Well, Graphic is still kind of in that mindset, so he'll look to Nico. How are our stores, Nico?
Everything's good except the alcohol's running low.
I would say you definitely definitely need more alcohol.
All right.
Do you
With
have
some of
wine?
Yes, we have.
So like Graphic is immediately like stepping on Demetrius'.
Corbin would say, I think it is best we take as little from this island as possible.
Ah, come on, the
Oh, yeah,
wine
Yeah,
has magic
that's
powers
what
as well.
Arcadia was
on.
going to say as well.
It's just wine, you
Uh,
guys. I'm not sailing dry all day.
Corbin shrugs. He doesn't care.
You guys have become too afraid and too paranoid of literally
I'm not the one that
everything.
took 12 votes to get off the island.
It's wine. Come on, we'll take it. We'll take as much as we. Is it?
They'll bring out 4 casks.
We've
of
already
wine.
eaten the food. It's good. Or are you gonna? Are you afraid of our shit being magical as well now?
They'll bring out 4 casks of wine.
So have they given the seal to Corbin?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go into the forest and teleport out of here.
And they'll start walking with you.
Well, only this guy and us. You cannot view the teleportation magic, or it will permanently blind you and kill you, possibly.
And they kind of cock their heads.
Well, that was the deal, that you couldn't watch.
The deal was that this one could not watch because the magic would make them go blind.
Yeah, and it will also make you go blind if you. That's
But-
how it works.
But we are not. But you are not blindfolding yourselves.
Because we are not Macry or whatever the hell you wear.
Megfly.
Roll deception. And they will look at you, and you can tell they kind of don't believe you.
Okay, well, we're not showing you the magic involved, okay? That's just a thing that we have.
It's a ship rule. You promised to obey the ship rule.
Actually, we can show you a little
I-
magic. Go ahead and cast the zone and make sure the person we're taking with us has no intention to harm us or to harm the world. Or to multiply.
Probably not a bad
Arcadia.
idea.
That is the first thing I'll do when I get back on the ship. But,
I want to do it here.
yes, but let's just say that we do it here. And
Let's do it here. Let's do it here.
okay, I understand, but listen to me for a moment. Let's just say right here, surround 150 of these guys. We do it here, and we don't like what they have to tell us. What do you think is going to happen?
Fight.
With 150 guys. So,
Right, I
let's
have
go to the
fireball.
ship first, please.
Even though they all have fireball now too.
Plus, we'd be just showing them more magic.
Well, if you show them
I
teleport,
may
they're
have
gonna know how
made
to
a
get
horrible
out.
mistake. 150
Yeah.
fireballs back to back.
It's the first thing I'll do when we get aboard Arcadia. I promise you.
Well, how are we going to stop them from looking at how we do this if they?
Exactly. Any idea, guys?
We could
Just
try
tell
to
them to
disguise
leave.
the spell.
No, just tell them to leave.
Well, we already said the rest of them can't know. Only the guy with us would know.
Yeah, you guys
but
have to
tell them-
leave. Get out of here and leave us alone.
How good's your deception, Gravik?
How do they respond when I tell
Can you
them
do
to
a
leave?
major image or an illusion in front of it so they can't see through it?
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know. We can ask them to leave. It's the easiest thing.
Yes, I asked them to leave. How do they respond?
They are not wanting to leave. They're just kind of like curious and watching.
But they're all blindfolded, right?
No, just the one that you said would be blindfolded.
Engorgio, if I use a level 6 spell slot to cast Major Image, can it be quite a spectacular display?
Do we need those for teleporting?
No, I have teleportation circle stored in my Ring of Spell Storing. Actually, if I use that, that doesn't count as me like casting this, like doing the whole incantation and all that, does it? They would just see me like flick my ring and the spell would just go off.
Let me look.
Does anybody have a large blanket? We can hold up a blanket.
You know, I'm starting to think that we should just turn invisible and fuck off. I mean, these guys are being really rude about it.
I don't have invisibility.
Gravik does.
I do, but I don't have enough spell slots. Oh, actually, maybe level 6 might cover it. Oh no, it doesn't go on multiple people with the upcasting.
I thought invisible did.
Like
Yeah, it
invisible
does.
does, not greater invisibility.
What if we just tell them, you know, if you don't leave, we're not taking your guy? What
Yeah,
if we tell them
try
that?
And
I'll
then,
say, if you guys don't leave and you try to learn us, we'll be taking you out of this dome.
and then they say then we would take the seal back, and you were really insistent on the seal.
You would
Gravik will
take the
whisper
seal
to one
back.
as long as they don't know the sigil, they wouldn't be able to teleport anywheres with teleportation circle.
Fine, if you
They just be
maybe
able
you
to-
can use some kind of trick to put in some fake gestures and such to confuse them. Like I don't know, maybe you can make a roll for that or something like. to
Or maybe
take them-
Gravik can just turn himself invisible so no one can see what he's doing.
Oh, that's a good one as
I'd
well.
still would that work? I still have to draw the sigil on the ground.
I'll put an illusion. I can do a minor illusion over it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Arcadia
And-
can
and-
stand in
and-
front of
yeah,
it
And
with help.
keep in mind, you guys are all talking about this like right in front of them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
just
Like they
just
know
throwing
we
it
don't
out
want
there.
them to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they're probably pretty keen to see it, just because you don't want them to see it. Don't do
Gravik,
this.
don't
Okay,
do
I
this,
won't.
Gravik.
We don't want you to do this.
Arcadia-
Okay, now I want to know.
Last thing I was saying is I never was in favor of this, and let's just go.
Yeah.
I never was in favor of any of this, and let's just go.
Yeah, like the Amazon. have
Yeah,
never made any
Gravik will just
mistakes.
like enough of this. And Gravik will start drawing the
Use the
circle
illusion
on
on
the
it,
ground.
Carbon. That was a good idea.
Yeah, I will use my minor illusion to obscure what he's drawing.
Would he
And-
be able to know what he's drawing then? Just playing
Would-
devil's
If
advocate?
he's
Maybe you can
Gravik
just draw
will
like
be
a wall
crouched.
around it.
if he like creates like a shimmering thing behind Gravik so that the image like the sigil kind of looks distorted while he's so it won't be directly
Wait, you can draw
in
with your eyes
Gravik's-
closed, can't you? I mean, you don't need to
Yeah,
see it to
no.
draw it, do you?
No, but
What
no,
if he
like,
just
it-
draws a
put it
wall
behi-
around it? Like,
Just draw it with your eyes closed, and I will
okay,
lay something
we're
over the
wasting
top
too
of
much
it.
time on this. Gravik draws the friggin' circle and activates it at this point.
And I make it look like something else.
Okay.
I will make it look like the symbol for Kentamine
Okay.
with one
So
finger.
they're gonna
up.
think that Gravik just did
It's,
the
it's, a
Gravik's
hand, it's, a
they're gonna
hand,
think
it's, a
that
hand
Gravik.
with, it's a hand with one finger up.
That was 100 hands with 100 fingers up.
Yeah. But no wait, so these things are gonna think Gravik just drew a symbol of ketamine on the ground, and they absolutely despise ketamine.
Yes.
How do
Okay,
they
so,
respond to that, Gorgio?
Well, maybe they don't know exactly what Kitsamane's symbol is, or that it's so obscure from what his old symbol was, considering it was like a
Okay.
big ass middle finger or a bunch of middle fingers.
does the
Okay,
portal
since
open?
Gravik, guess we have to determine, does it teleport us to our Ultros or the alternate Ultros?
Oh, you're right.
Ah, shit. You had to remind him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait,
How
did
are
Gravik alter our Ultros' runes?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did
But he
alter
said
that.
that
I
he
tried
wouldn't
to
have issues
anyways.
with it anymore. Yeah.
So
I
it
recall
shouldn't
him
do
distinctly saying that won't be an issue anymore because he like altered the runes or something.
okay?
But I could be wrong. Maybe Arcadia knows.
that. She's looking it up as we speak, probably.
So
No,
yeah,
I mean,
okay, good.
I was just saying, it had occurred to Arcadia that, like, maybe he could also, how he can get us to different Ultroses, maybe he can get us to the different Volcons, get us back to our own Volcon.
Well,
But that's
the Ultros
neither
he
here
brought
nor
us to
there,
was
but I
in-
mean,
Yeah,
that's
It was in
something,
this world.
I-
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more like the reason there was like
'Cause there
wires
was two
crossed there is because
Ultroses.
there were two Ultroses. Yeah, there's only one Vulcan in this world.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
so
Yeah,
you,
but I swear you fixed it. But
so you draw the sigil. It activates and everyone walks into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
and brush the symbol as I enter, though, so it's not there.
I
And you,
don't think that
you-
works.
no, if you try to do that, you'd probably lose a foot.
Yeah, it would just
All right.
Dude, yeah.
But I think it goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should probably disappear. Yeah, it shouldn't be there. I don't think. After
Yeah.
that.
Actually, I think it lasts for a little while. Let me just double check. Where is it? Where is teleportation? There it is. Let me see.
Well, I would
Oh.
I would wait till the last.
Oh no. Okay, well, I have to concentrate. It can last for up to 1 hour. The moment everyone's through,
teleportation is
Gravik
one
would
round.
Teleportation circles one.
Oh wait,
round.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. For some reason, it thought I
'Cause
clicked on.
it takes you a
something.
minute. It takes you a minute. Well, no, it doesn't even because you use the spell storing.
Yeah, but no, I thought I clicked on teleportation circle, but I clicked on summon draconic spirit.
Oh,
Yeah, it only lasts for 1 round, so 6 seconds.
Okay, so it should disappear as soon as we go through them.
so you get back to the Ultros. All of these are on the Ultros, and the creature's also on the Ultros. And let's take a 10-minute break because I really gotta pee.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. 10:40.
What could possibly go wrong?
Bam, bam. Don't know.
Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. their ground.
Watch how we run it. This one I eat so come let me run it. Let me run it. Come let me run it. Come let me run it. Let me run it. Come let me run it. Come let me run it. Let me run it. This one I eat so. Watch how we run it. This one I eat so come let me run it. Let me run it. Come let me run it. Come let me run it. Let me run it. Come let me run it. Come let me run it. Let me run it. This one I eat so.
Y bueno, acaban de desmantelar una de las redes de narcotráfico más grandes de América Latina. Y pasó porque fue una especie de reunión cumbre en Colombia, como si se tratara de...
Los Sicarios.
Okay, we're back. Even though Scott's still being sus.
Yeah, Scott's being super sus. But...
Super sus. Okay, so we are back on the Ultros, and when you pop up...
is it our Ultros?
It is your Ultros, and when you pop up what's her name, Verena and Brogar will see this Mirmech and will immediately point their weapons at it.
And I will raise my hands and say, "Hold, get 2 Minotaurs and put this thing in the break. Don't harm it."
And he'll say, and they'll say, "What do you mean? What is the brig?"
You know, a prison or a room where we keep people. We don't have one of those aboard.
Why am I being... No, like, it's the creature.
It's the Mirrormech talking.
Yeah, it's the Mirrormech.
Sorry.
That's your quarters. That's your quarters.
Yeah, I address like Verena and the Minotaurs when I say to get this guy to the brig.
And then they'll say, "What's the brig?" And then, "Why are you taking me there?"
We'll explain everything in a second. We'll be right with you. Just wait there.
And he says, This is not what we were told would happen. Why are you locking me? Why are you holding me prisoner?"
Gravik will slip in and try and explain. It's not. We do it to all new crew members. We have to make sure that you have no unusual diseases. Like, you come from a very isolated island.
Gravik, it doesn't matter anymore. His guys are on the island. So.
This is not what we were promised.
I know.
You cannot lock him up until you test him. Let's test him now.
That's what I was gonna do in the break. Like, I don't think we
Let's
need to
just do it here on the deck. Just do it here.
Maybe we would want some privacy and.
Nah, this crew can hear.
But
Well, then let's
Quarantining
just
on
go
a
down to
ship
the
isn't
cabin where we
unheard
did
of.
We could just go down to the cabin where we did it. We don't have to lock him up. Just put him in the
Yeah,
cabin.
I mean, I don't trust. Hold on, you guys just went on an entire fucking field about not trusting these guys, that they want to start a colony or
we just,
whatever.
I can't
There's
lock
one-
him up. That's all.
Yes, there's a promise.
You can put him anywhere
Exactly.
you want, but I can't lock him up.
Yes, once we're here, we have to follow our promises, and it's, you've made the decision to bring him here, and now we are beholden to what we promised.
Okay, and what did we promise?
Not to lock him up, and that he has to follow the rules of the ship.
But that he's free.
Yeah.
It's what?
You specifically mentioned not locking him up.
Yes. He can't be a
Yes.
prisoner.
Okay, well,
Yes.
I didn't
as
mention it.
your
He
captain?
mentioned it. He did not want to be a prisoner. I said he wouldn't be a prisoner, but he had to obey all the laws of the ship.
Okay, well, as your captain, I order you to go down to the cabin for us.
But we also need to have you quarantined and keep an eye on you just in case there's any. Maybe you might not acclimatize well being outside from your island. It's for your own good.
We're all persuasion. And he'll look at you, and he'll grow. His eyes will narrow, or its eyes will narrow, and look over to Demetrius. Fine. And we'll look at Arcadia. Your Highness, where is my quarters?
And she'll direct him to the cabin where we did the zone of truth before.
It as you're walking past.
She'll walk with him or she'll ask. She says, "Go with this. Go with this." Actually, she'll say, "Go with Verena," because and she'll look at Verena and says, "They are of a matriarchal society."
I'm going to call V down and ask her what's going on the ship while we were away. She was keeping an eye on Nico's wife.
Not much.
Oh,
We
yeah.
saw.
But remember, she's
Sorry,
with
go
the
ahead.
Merrimack too, and so.
What were you saying, Graphic?
Azil was there on the island with us as well. I forgot about that. He wanted to go on an adventure.
Yes, he was. That's why when he said no flying, he said, "Eat my ass."
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that. But okay, I just wanted to make sure that no fallout from that.
And as you're walking by, Broker looks at Amici and says, "Did she just call Arcadia Your Highness? What?"
I have no idea what that's about, but I'm the captain here, and this bug creature, we need to be careful with them. I want them under guard the entire day.
Yes, sir. And if they get out of hand?
Then treat them as you would any other member of, including the appropriate punishment as per our promise.
Yes, sir.
And then I look at Arcadia to see if she's satisfied with that.
I think Arcadia went with the creature.
Oh yeah, okay. Then we'll go with the creature, or I'll go with the creature as well for the zone of thing.
Oh. And Corbin, you said something about.
I was checking with V onto what Nico's wife was up to while we were away.
Not much, except for pouting in her room, and you could. She heard some shit being thrown around.
Okay. I will instruct her to continue her watch, and I'll tell her about the sus bug creature as well.
And she'll say, "Can I eat it?"
Maybe, but not yet.
Okay. All right. So, go ahead.
When I arrive at Arcadia, I will put down a zone of truth.
Okay. I know.
That has the full text.
Yeah. And your DC, and your save DC is a what?
I believe it's a 15. Let me double check. Yes, a 15 charisma.
Okay. Let's do. Okay.
But I know if it failed or succeeded.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So is it affected by the zone?
It is.
I'll ask, what mission has your queen given you?
To learn.
Are you going to try to procreate?
Explain.
Are you going to try to start a new colony?
And it looks around and says, by myself?
Yes.
I don't know how it works with your kind of creatures, but usually it takes two to tango.
Will you serve us loyally during your stay?
And he'll say, or it will say, and it'll look and says, depends.
On what?
I will do nothing to harm myself or my fellow creatures.
I must inform
yourself
you.
or your fellow creatures? What about us?
He says, yourself, myself, or my fellow creatures.
Are we your fellow creatures?
He says, this is your ship.
Yeah, it's not a yes.
Obviously, we're not.
Can you make more of yourself without another?
He just answered that.
He just answered it.
Oh,
I'll say it may be that this ship comes under attack. This ship undertakes important quests, and it may be that you will be ordered to fight. I have given, as per the promise, you the same rights as any sailor, and one rule among that is that you must obey orders, and desertion is to be punished with death.
And how am I supposed to fight? That half-assed fighting that Corbin showed us isn't going to do anything.
that is the best fighting ever. You know so.
You guys have weapons. I'm sure you have your own fighting technique. You had that big bug scythe, right?
It was used for grassing, or for cutting grass.
Really? You don't know how to fight?
They know how to
Okay.
fight. I taught them well.
And he just looks at you.
You can learn from the sailors on how to sail the ship. And you don't have to, just stay out of the way when there is a fight and make sure to follow orders.
And what about the winged creature?
Which one? What do you mean?
The red one in very tight clothing.
Yes, you have to obey her orders.
No. I mean, can we watch her fight?
I mean, if you happen to see it, but none of us are going to teach you, but if you happen to,
And
you can do whatever.
And he
Pay
looks.
attention to that. My fighting is best.
And he looks at you and says, "So wait, you're not going to teach me how to fight, but you expect me to fight?" Is what you're saying?
I have taught. I will. Teach
No,
you how
I
to
just
fight.
said that you can be part of the sailor. Stay out of the way. You don't have to fight if you can't.
Arcadia is going to interrupt. How do you learn? Do you learn verbally or visually, orally, or all three? And how quickly do you learn?
Yes.
And can you learn very quickly?
I learned by doing.
Will you do any of us harm? Do you have any ill intentions towards us or people of this world?
If you do not harm me, I shall not harm you.
What about the others of this world? Do you have any ill intentions towards them or any plans of, say, taking over this world?
I do not
Do you have any
know
plans of
anyone.
taking over this world?
I do not know anyone on this world, other than my fellow creatures, my fellow Mirmix.
Well, I'm satisfied. What about you, Arcadia?
So your only mission here is to learn and bring it back to your people.
I am here to learn.
Well, you know, seems to
What
me
are your
like he's
plans
in the
on
clear.
using? What are your plans on using this knowledge?
For the betterment of my people. What else is there to use for knowledge?
You know, we can ask Vorina, why did she point a weapon at these creatures? What are the legends surrounding these mermyaks?
And she will say, "Sire, or Captain, you appeared on the ship with a random creature. I didn't know if you were under attack or not."
No, that's fair. That's more than fair. Well, I'm satisfied. You guys ask any questions you want, and I will leave.
And it'll say, "How were you able to do this? Was this a Bahamut or a spell from the Divine Stallion?"
This is magic only known to Kentamane.
But if it's a magic only known to the Deceiver, then your Matrius here would not know it because he says that the Divine Stallion gives him power.
He did not teleport.
Oh, he's
here.
talking about the Zone of Truth.
Oh.
Yeah. Talking about
Oh,
the
yeah,
Zone
that
of
is the awesome might of Italian.
Truth. Very well.
Tell me more about the Deceiver. Why do you call him that? Shouldn't you be calling Lutheria the Deceiver, since she tricked you into trying to attack the Great Tree?
And he says, "I will hold." How's he gonna say it? Like he's not like to refuse to not refuse to answer, but like doesn't want to answer, if that makes sense. Like he's gonna try to avoid it.
Evil, kill him.
He'll say, "You have your history with the Deceiver, and we have our history with the Deceiver."
Our history.
Obviously,
what?
Go ahead.
And what is your history with the Deceiver?
Obviously, some of you here must worship it. As he looks over at Corbin.
I worship no one.
Wow. What about Pythor, man?
One of you here must worship the Deceiver.
What makes you say that?
Because I can feel it. I can sense it. He has his hand. It has his hand in something. It has his hand in everything.
Sus.
Well, isn't he Thylia's consort? That's what we were told.
Yes.
And that's why he was angry when you attacked his consort.
Yes.
Yeah, so how has he deceived you? Well, no, I'm not.
Yeah, that's what Arcadia would say.
And he says, "So, where are we heading to?" Because, Devil's Advocate, you guys did not set the ticket there before you left.
Well, it's not dark anyway.
But you have to be on land to set it.
Right, well, it's not dark, so we didn't want to stay any longer. We could always, zip back there at night if we wanted to.
Well, honestly, I forgot, but...
But,
We'll have to wait till night. We'll have to use the thing to teleport back to Mitros. And
Oh yeah, I guess you could teleport. Oh, do you have a circle there? I can't remember.
yeah, it's on the ship.
No, circle to Mirtros. I know you have a circle on the ship.
Maybe circle to Mitros.
yeah, it goes to
Vulcan.
Vulcan. It goes to Vulcan, and apparently it goes to the theater, but in terms of which world it ends up in, but because Clyde showed
That's
the
right.
circle that he'd been working on for a year at the theater, but we also know the one leads us to the forge.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
And she just says, "Why are you so evasive about what Kentamane can do or not? Are you worried he's going to take revenge on you? If there's something we should be concerned about, it would be better for all of us that you tell us."
And he says, "I plead the fifth."
Perhaps you worship him.
Spits on the ground. I do no such thing.
How can I believe you if you plead the fifth?
Because I'm in this little circle of Demetrius. So you know if I'm telling you a lie or not. Which is true. So, what are the great heroes going to do now?
It's us.
I plead the fifth. She looks at him.
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to get set up in my room. This is pretty nice. Wow, I wasn't expecting such a great big room like this, but thank you. And he'll go over to Demetrius, or to the bed, and we'll lay down on it.
Hey, what the hell?
What? You said this was my quarters. You said we're going to my quarters.
No, we took him to the interrogation
I know.
quarters where Kyra's corpse is.
I know, but you told him it was his quarters.
Oh yeah, no, we have different quarters for you. There's been a mix-up, buddy. And I'll just put him among the sailors.
And he'll look at Kyra and says, "Who is this?"
We never said we were going to the captain's quarters. Because we would never take him into
I
the
thought we
woods
did
with
it
the
in like a
corpse.
storeroom.
I thought you said
We
you're
did
taking.
it in a cabin.
I thought you're
No,
We
taking.
did
the
it in a
cabin.
cabin.
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
we haven't
I
taken
mean
him to the.
that's what we said last session. They were all talking about going to the captain's quarters, and Arcadia brought up that we would not do that, and we were like, "Oh yeah, we take him to a cabin,
To the cabin. Okay.
Yeah, cause
to another cabin, another room. We would never take anybody into the room with Kyra, and that's also Demetrius's quarters."
This is like the secret room. It has like this dragon door in front of it.
Yeah. Well, how would the zone of truth work if you're not there?
I was there.
it's
I
a-
cast
But
it.
you left.
Yeah, but it stays up for 10 minutes. So I was there. I cast it. We did the whole interrogation.
But
thing,
you're the
and
only
then
one
after
that
a while,
you're the only one
I
that
left. But
But you're the only.
stays up, right?
But you're the only one who knows
You're the
whether
only-
it's telling the truth or not.
No, you cannot tell a lie. If you tell
Well,
the
yeah,
truth, you cannot lie.
you can't lie, but it doesn't know it. But it knows, and it can avoid answering questions.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we know that, and
but
that's
that
why
would-
Arcadia is not happy
Yeah.
with it.
Demetrius being there or not doesn't change the effect of the spell. The only thing Demetrius knows is that if it succeeds or fails on its save, he
And
knows that it failed.
And it could do it every single time too. But whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
So every single question, it rolls a thing?
yeah.
No, it's just
Yes,
once
you
per second, right?
on a fail save, it's blah blah blah. Enters for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, there must make a save. So yeah, it's every time, like every 6 seconds, if you will.
Oh, so every 6 seconds I would know if it succeeded or failed. Okay, if I knew that, then I would have been.
Well, you
Yeah.
know that because you've used this thing before, so you would know that. That's why I'm just. Kidding.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I'm like, how are you going to use it up and leave and go?
That wasn't
Carmen
really
gets bored and wanders up on deck.
I figured he would.
that wasn't clear from the last session because we kind of like RP'd that going through
Well,
150
yeah,
people.
because you had 150 people.
So anyway, but now that we know that every single turn, then Demetrius would have never left, and he would have saw it being very evasive about Kentamine, and so it's refusing to answer. So
Well, obviously these guys hate Kentamine for locking, which makes sense to me. As long as he follows orders and doesn't become a problem, I don't see a problem.
And he'll
If we
ask.
do, we can just throw him overboard.
And he'll ask. So, what are exactly the orders that the whole crew is expected to follow?
Don't ask questions and do as you're told.
And he says, "That's it.
That's it.
I can do anything else."
You know,
You have
how
to stay
about
on the
this?
ship.
If you make any trouble, you're gonna find Minotaur is gonna beat your ass.
And he says, so that's one of the ship's orders to stay on the ship or the Minotaurs are going to beat my ass.
Don't you know how to keep your head down? Just talk to the crew, find it out yourself.
No, this is more important. You can't tell somebody to vague instructions.
Because
You
he's
have
going to
to
find a
stay on
loophole.
You have
Well,
to stay
I'm not
on
going
the
to go through ship law with this guy.
Well, you
Well,
could.
I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't have to either. But you got us into this trouble, so I'm going to tell you: you need to stay on the ship. You need to follow orders by any of the party. You cannot harm anybody on the ship that is of our group.
Right, and if you do something wrong, we'll kill ya.
And how would I know if I was wrong or not?
Whether or not you're going to stay alive, so keep your head down, good luck.
You cannot cause any strife on the ship. You cannot cause any fights. If you have any problems, you can come to me or you can go to, it's better that you just come to me.
So are we done here, Arcadia? I want to go to my egg.
I want you to repeat to me what you think the ship's rules are.
And he kind of like, well, apparently I just have to ask the crew what the ship's rules are because the captain won't tell me, other than don't harm anybody on this ship, and do what I'm told by you.
For a creature that's supposed to be so good at learning, your memory is terrible. 1, you may not leave the ship. 2, you cannot harm any of our party. 3,
Or the crew.
if you have problems, come to me.
Or Verena.
Out of our party, meaning the crew, including the crew, Verena, Brogar, the Minotaurs, the inhabitants of this ship.
And if anyone does not follow those rules, then we will be put to death.
You will be a punishment commensurate with whatever the problem is would be meted out.
We have people for this, Arcadia. Let's just have Verena work him in.
So yes,
Could possibly go wrong.
Yeah.
Go to Verena and listen to her and do whatever Verena says. She'll explain everything.
Yes. Don't go asking the crew because they're going to have many different opinions. But those are the main rules that I just told you.
So no one is allowed to leave the ship. If we have problems, to come to you or Verena and do what we're told.
And
Pretty much.
you keep on forgetting, do not harm any of the crew of this ship.
Yeah, that's very suspicious.
Can you repeat the 4 things now?
Do not harm anyone on this ship.
Okay.
But what if they are already dead?
Then you
Why?
haven't harmed
Why
them.
do you ask that? Like, what are your plans, buddy? Like,
Food!
eat a dead corpse?
That
I find
includes
you very suspicious.
that includes if something happens to be dead. That is desecrating a dead body, and you shall not interfere or touch it or do anything to further harm it.
This is the way.
Okay, good luck. Figure it out with Verena. I don't want to deal with you. And I then leave to get the egg.
And he will go and look for Verena. Oh, he'll ask where his actual quarters are.
Verena, that's all I say to him as I leave.
And he'll just shake his head and say, okay.
If Gravik sees this bug wandering around aimlessly, he'll go over and try and help him.
And he'll say, the Bahamut's, this Gravik the magic user.
You can just call me a wizard.
A wizard. Wizard? Lizard?
Wizard with a W.
Zizzard.
Wizard.
Zizzard.
Sure. So what are you doing right now?
Apparently I'm trying to find where I'm supposed to sleep, and now I understand what no one really likes the stallion, because he's really mean.
He is very mean and uncultured, but I'll find you some. You're kind of our honored guest right now. I'll find you your own personal quarters. Nico!
Nico's in the hole drinking.
Follow me. Go ahead.
Arcadia would come and say, Verena will show him quarters. And then she asks Verena to take care of it. She's in charge. She's the crew liaison.
Okay.
And
Gravik will just.
Verena will go to Arcadia and say, What am I supposed to do with it?
She says, this is of a race of creatures that likes to learn things. This is not my choice or Gravik's to have it on here because we don't trust it. We just tested it in the zone of truth. It won't tell me what it thinks of Kentaman. It calls him the deceiver. Apparently they were trapped on this island because they were tricked by Lutheria to attack Thylea, so Kentaman trapped them on it. The Vulcan of this world said if we see them, to run and to not let them get out, which is why I didn't want to let them get out, but I was outvoted. So we are supposed to allow it to learn. So I'm just going to put it in a room. I mean, give it some quarters. I told it 4 rules: to pay attention, to listen to what you say. If it has any problems, come to me. Not to harm the anybody on this ship. Not to leave the ship, and also not to do anything to dead bodies, which I thought was really strange that it asked, including dead bodies, which makes me suspicious that I don't know if it knows about Kyra or what. So I don't trust it. Keep a good eye on it. But we need to give it some quarters.
Okay.
And it comes from a matriarchal society, which is why they seem to think I'm the queen, and I let them believe it, because I thought that might give me some leverage over them. So it may very well respect you more than others as well.
Fair enough. Thank you. I just want to get off the bug syndrome. Wow, man. That's fucking rude. You wanted to braid the bloody thing here.
I mean, whatever, right? It's just like, it's a dangerous bug person.
Jesus.
Whatever, right? You just brought it on here.
I just wanted the seal, not the bug. I just want to, if you say the word, I'll just chop its head off and dump it in your bush.
Wow, man.
If it's filled with eggs.
Okay, so now what?
And then we have to wait till nighttime to set the Antikythera.
Do you still have the spell slots for that, Gravik? To get us to land and back?
Probably just arcane recovery or whatever.
Did we want to try to go to Aregia?
Yeah,
Do we need the Antikythera to go to Aregia?
Yeah, because you don't know where you're at right now. You're in the middle of the ocean.
I have enough. I have 2 level, 4th level spell slots and 1 6th level. That should be enough to get us to and from land.
Okay. So, does anyone know which constellation goes to Arisia?
Oh, hold on.
Arisia is just a
I
part
didn't
of the.
realize that.
We don't need a constellation to go to Arisia.
Well,
We
we do in
just
the
went-
middle of the ocean.
Well, if we went to, even Mitros or Astor, if we went back to the constellation of the Bear, then we would know where Arisia is in relation to
Retrospect,
that.
yeah.
If we wanted to do that, or if we, but in our world, Zymor / Bahamut told us to go to a couple of other constellations, but I don't know if we want to go there because we're in an alternate world.
Well, I think we should maybe try Arisia, and I will just go to Brogar, and I will ask what constellation is Arisia found to come.
And he'll say, the Bear, and you sail over there.
Okay, so exactly what Arcadia said.
Yeah, because the Zymor said we should go to the constellation of the Blacksmith, which is here, and then the other two were the Titan or the Dreamer.
Okay, I think we already went to the Dreamer, right? That was Lutheria? And I'm not sure we should go to the Titan right now, considering our predicament.
I want to visit Chuck.
Yeah, I'll set it to the Bear with Gravik. And then
We have
sail
not
over
been
there.
to either we have not been to either the Titan or the Dreamer, but we can go to Arisia if you want.
Yeah, and then we can see where we go from there.
And we still have the ant, the dragon, the nymph, and the spear.
Okay.
Interestingly, all the things that were on the I'm just putting this together. Everything on the Wheel of Fortune were constellations.
Oh.
We had the answers all along.
Maybe
Okay,
it'll
so I
come back.
teleport to the island with Gravik, set it to the Bear, and then teleport back in the evening and tell the crew to start sailing.
Cool. And then we're just gonna wait. You're not gonna actually go to Mitros. You just want to sail to Arisia, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's do this. All right, cool. So you do that. We set sail. The creature it will ask what you're doing. Blah blah blah. I don't know if you actually want to tell them what you're actually doing, because while we're just sitting here not setting sail.
Oh yeah, I've ordered the crew to not let this creature up on the off where I reside.
Not what?
I'm not letting him up to the officer's deck, putting guards by the stairs, so he can't bother me.
Rude. Okay, cool. Alright. So setting sail to Arisia. Corbin finally might get it to 2. Wow. It's only been almost 100 sessions.
Yeah, 99 seconds later.
Alright.
How many days is it from here to Arisia?
It'll be a 3-day.
It's always 3.
Yeah, always 3.
It's always 3.
So I think it's done hatching time, right?
Yeah, should be.
Well, people.
Because it was gonna.
That.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. We'll just take care of that. And is there anything special y'all want to do over the next 3 days? I know. Yeah, you're dragging.
Gravik's just gonna keep an eye on the bug person, but also try and write his new plays that seems to be lucrative.
Okay.
Corbin will continue to
Perfect.
do his absolute best to deceive him into terrible fighting methods.
Okay.
Arcadia stays in her room. She doesn't want to be observed by this thing, so she is in her room, working on meditation and doing calisthenics and stuff, kind of working out as much as she can in private.
So no on deck exercises. What? No shooting
No, she
the
can do other
goat.
stuff. Nope, she's not showing a damn thing to that thing. She didn't want it on there in the
yeah,
first
doesn't
place.
feel safe in her own home.
Wow.
She doesn't want to teach it how to shoot, is what she does.
All right, so Ametrius, You're taking a shit one day, and you feel the egg start to shake.
I just do that right over the railing of the ship. No problem.
You make a
Barely
big sound when
notice.
you back up.
I just stick that ass over the.
Jesus Christ.
Probably mid conversation too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
So while you're shitting, the egg starts to shake and crack.
I will begin freaking out. I will tell everyone, it's time! It's time!
What's time? Comes the bug.
The proud mother. What? The proud mother is about to give birth.
Shut the fuck up, Gravik. Come watch.
Oh, the miracle of life! It's such a wonderful thing to observe.
This is how your god was born, remember?
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Arcadia comes out to watch, and you notice that she's watching with almost a very clinical eye.
Oh yeah, she wants to learn how to fucking kill these things.
That's right.
And out pops a baby copper dragon.
A copper dragon comes out of a black egg?
Yes.
He's so cute.
Okay, let's do the rolls. So, I prepared a table with 6 names for males and 6 names for female.
Okay. I know what the gender is, so I'll wait for you to say.
So, what's the gender so I can roll the table?
You don't know yet. I don't think you can tell by just right away. It's not like if like Aziz as a male doesn't have a big schlong, right?
Okay, I will take the dragon out of, I guess, the remains of its egg, and I will save the pieces of egg.
Okay.
And I will hold it up into the sky like the Lion King.
Okay.
And I will begin like turning it over, lifting its tail, just having a good look. I'm gonna try and some sort of medicine check to determine gender.
Vengeance will fly over and sniff it to see if she approves of it or not.
And for those of us old enough to remember, he says, "Behold, the only thing greater than yourself."
Yeah,
he says that while Vengeance is flying above it.
I got nothing. It is a female.
Okay.
Vengeance nods in approval.
So this is Aziz.
Aziz is
unfortunately, you're out of the race, Nico and Arcadia, but you're still in, Corbin. We had bets on the name.
I remember the first thing you said when you got into dragon, instead of it's a female, I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah, so you're gonna get rid of it? Give it to Nico or Arcadia?
Yeah, are you gonna give it to Nico?
It's... And Avitrius will raise up the dragon, and he will say, I name you Astrea, in the name of a heroine from an old tale, the goddess of justice and innocence, it means.
I can't remember which one I picked.
Not that one.
Oh.
Astrea.
Yes.
And she will... In Draconic... Mom?
No, I am...
Yes, I will say in Draconic, yes, that is your mother.
I will say in Draconic, because I speak it too. No, I am your father. We will begin your training right away.
I'll say, I wish you would just speak common.
Or Arcadia. Only one that doesn't speak it. I will say, welcome to the Dragonlords. I am Corbin, leader of the Dragonlords.
What's a Dragonlord?
And I'll say, I will teach you all about it, my daughter. You do not have to listen to Corbin. It is, your bond is with me. We have become one of soul, you and I. We are flesh and blood.
And she'll fly around you very awkwardly at first, but then gets her wings.
Vengeance will kind of show her how to fly.
And Aziz will
Gravik
say,
will-
how you doing?
Gravik will tell Aziz not to eat her.
And he says, I wasn't thinking about that.
All right, so I am going to be spending my 3 days exclusively with this dragon. I'm going to be telling her about a bit about the world, about what he knows about the Dragonlords, that they were an ancient order, but that their bond is together and that they do not owe the Dragonlords anything. And he will spend every late afternoon on the deck. He will spar with the dragon to try and teach it a bit of technique, how to dodge, and he will actually hit the dragon with like a wooden weapon, like smack it in combat, try to teach it
Nice.
how to bite
It's
and claw.
Wow.
One day old.
It's a day old.
Dragon!
It's a day old.
Day-old
He's
dragon.
eating it already.
It's a baby
Obviously,
dragon.
hold on. He would be like, this is combat training. The goal of the combat training is to avoid the stick.
It's a day
Like-
old.
It's a day old. It's a
He
day
is going
old.
slow, and he's going slow. He's like poking at it, okay? And then the next day he's going a bit faster, and like the next day he accidentally hits her with the stick. You know, it's a
And
whole
when you,
thing.
and when you do that, she spits at you.
Gravik,
Now-
while watching this, is gonna turn to Aziz, just be like, I appreciate you, Aziz. You know that, right?
Wow, she did some good damage, and she's just two days old.
And I'm screaming in pain, and I'm like healing the wound, and I will begin applauding her to her, and I give her like a bit of bacon. And I'm like, exactly, that's good. Use your breath as much as possible. That's one of your powers. That's an excellent breath, Estrella.
And you all notice while this is going on that the bug creature is watching all of this.
The creature's gonna be a Dragonlord.
Well, and I thought that's interesting. Like, Demetrius is now a Dragonlord and says we don't owe them anything.
We don't know them shit.
He's like a
I got my dragon.
Dragonlord.
I got what I wanted.
No, hold on.
Corbin was kind of tapping his foot and looking at Demetrius, annoyed at that.
I mean, look at the oath that Demetrius swore. It doesn't say anything about having to listen to Corbin or join the Dragonlords. It only makes the bond between them.
Sweet. Let's call him Estor because he's beating on his little dragon just like Estor beat on Kyra.
Ooh, and he's rogue. And he's a rogue dragon.
He's bonding with his dragon and teaching it to fight. You know, you guys are just lazing around all day, letting your dragon do whatever. I'm like,
Corbin
I'm
writes
making a
in
proper
his
military dragon.
Corbin writes in
I'm
his
pretty
journal,
sure.
the Dragonlords are reforming, but maybe I've made a mistake.
No, you're not training. I think you're just passing on generational trauma.
Listen, when I was a kid, my father used to beat sticks all the time.
Well, hey,
That
look on the bright
explains
side. The
so much.
bug now knows how to dodge and all sorts of cool things.
Oh, you're still on about the bug? What is it with you and this damn bug?
The bug that
Ignore
you
it.
brought on board that I didn't want on here? Yep.
Yeah, so throw it overboard if you don't want it. I don't care.
It's not the promise I made. We are stuck with this promise.
First of all, I never made a promise, and I didn't swear an oath. And
You're part of the group.
I'll
I
get
keep
rid of him.
explaining it to you. I promised for the group, including you.
Okay, well, don't complain about it to me.
I
It's not
didn't.
my problem.
It is your problem because you're part of the group, and I made a promise for you.
Okay,
This
well, I'm
one's gonna
busy
be
with
fun
my
here in a
dragon.
second.
I'm trying to teach it about honor and integrity, doing the right thing.
Says the man who was going to throw the bug overboard.
It's just a bug.
Alright. So, I think it'd be a good place to pick it up next week. But before we head out, we have a little something here. So, Arcadia will probably remember this. I'm going to ask Gravik, though. Gravik, when you got to the island, when you first got inside of the dome, do you remember what spell you used?
Sure as hell do.
teleportation circle?
No, it was not.
Oh. Oh, lightning bolt?
No, it was
Nope.
not. When you first got into the dome.
When I first got into the... No, I don't remember.
How did you first? We looked all over the dome and we couldn't
Dimension
get in.
door, right?
You used dimension door. Cool. All right. So,
That's what the bug does.
so we're gonna rewind time back to after you guys leave the island. It's the next day, and well, no, it's not the next day. It's nighttime because you guys set up at night. There's a group of these Miramax sitting here watching the ship sail away, and two of them used dimension door.
What the fuck?
And
I saw him when he came in.
And that's where we will pick it up next week.
Oh, we just created a horde. The
Well,
swarm is growing.
might I just mention that in our advantage, at least bringing this thing wasn't the fault of anything. Like that.
Yes, exactly. At least we didn't.
So it was already too late.
It kind of reminds me of a little lizard folk guy that took some gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep. Nothing bad can come of it.
Created an undead horde.
Well, whatever happens here is not our.
It's like, fuck it.
It's not our fault.
I'm sure
Well, I
we'll
would
hear
say
about the...
You told me they fixed it.
Well, the dimension door, I would say it was unintentional, but the bug definitely bringing it out of there, that is definitely on us.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They already know how to get out.
Well,
At least we got a
Plus,
seal out of it.
we can get rid of this bug anytime.
no, we
Yeah,
can't.
so there's gonna be...
Mr. Honor,
gonna be hearing
integrity,
stories.
and the right thing.
We're gonna be hearing rumors about a growing swarm pretty soon.
Accidents happen on board all the time.
Plus, this is not our timeline, so let
And you'll be like, oops. I did it again.
Time to go to a new planet, Rick and Morty style.
Oops.
Time for a new
But
multiverse.
if we're done for the day or for this session, I'm gonna head off because I need to start getting ready to head out.
You're
Down the
gonna
road.
head out back up to Canada.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out back to Canada, but it's about time.
It's about time, yeah. Cool. Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Sorry, I was late.
Oh, you're good. I figured. I actually didn't even expect you to come today, so because you're you. Anyways, yeah, we're done. That's kind of interesting, kind of sussy, but yeah, we should be back next week at our normal time next Sunday, the 12th.
I'm gonna have to start learning some really. Gonna need some really powerful area effect spells to deal with the swarm.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about, Swarm?
Dealing with this swarm seems like a perfect thing for Orcus to do.
Yeah.
Or
I'll
Bahamut.
see you guys around.
All right. Have a safe drive.
Later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Drive safely.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I think we should be playing tonight sometime. Hopefully, we'll see how I feel. Anyways, so stream. Thanks for hanging out. We should be playing again some more Fandelver
getting
in
full
like
military
6.5 hours. So
now have a
if you're
seal.
keen to
How many
watch,
more
come
seals do
play. And we'll see you next time.